So yeah, I got a ton of backlog stuff. So I have Sinochlorine, Lynette, and of course the current main quest. So like, oh boy, oh. That's a lot of backlog. First, let's collect this so that I don't forget. Or these two, I guess. Yeah, still not the worst, I guess. I really want to Sumeru, so let's just never go there. Okay, familiar figure down the hole. What was that lag? Miss Lynette. And the cat. Okay.
Meow.
Okay. Hi.
Oh, it's you. 1 second. Now activating chat mode. You made me jump there. I thought they'd finally caught me. Objectively speaking, the trouble was entirely of my own making. Half an hour ago, I was at Hotel de Boer for a drinks reception. It was to celebrate the successful opening of a show, but it was draining my energy. So, I waited for the right moment, then snuck away so I could switch to standby mode. Probably because I'm playing the lead role in the show?
Miss Lynette. Don't you have a job to do?
Is that so surprising? I'm always getting invitations to do solo performances. I just usually get Linny to write back and turn them down. But then came the Fontanalia Film Festival. We took all the kids from the House of the Hearth out to see a film, and after it finished, they all started clamoring for me to try out acting for some reason. Even Linny was chanting along with them.
Ew. So you got peer pressure. I see.
Anyway, it just so happened that a director called Mary had sent me an invitation right around then. I'll spare you the details, but basically, I ended up accepting it. Yep, you nailed it. I'm playing the role of a puppet. In fact, the show's called The Lost Puppet, and it's a masked mime show. So, I don't have to do any facial expressions or say any lines. Literally just a series of physical movements. The director says it's a very avant-garde art form.
Avant-garde.
Art is not comprehended by the mind, but felt in the heart. At least, that's what the director says. Anyway, if nothing else, the opening performance seemed to go down well. At the drinks reception, everyone was crowding around me, saying, "Triumphant character portrayal, faithful adaptation of the original work, unequivocally, quintessentially avant-garde," and stuff like that.
Stuff I do not understand.
But being the center of attention is draining. So the moment they left me to go harass the director instead, I was out of there. The other thing is, some weird things happened while I was on the stage. Oh, sorry, Bonnie. I didn't mean to leave you out of the conversation. My bad.
Colleague, by any chance?
No, we just met. We bumped into each other right after I slipped away.
Friends, then.
Well, it'd be kind of difficult for us to communicate otherwise. Besides, I think she's taken a liking to the name. Haven't you, Bonnie? Yeah, that's right. Good kitty. We'll go find your owner soon, I promise. Nope. She's wearing a collar, and for the most part, she's pretty well groomed. If she is a stray, she hasn't been for long. Her stomach's been growling a lot. I guess she must have been missing for a few days now. As much as I'd love to hang out with her for a while longer, her owner's probably worried sick about her. Assuming she has an owner, that is. But the reception... I should probably show my face there again at some point. even if it's just to make excuses and leave again. Decision time. Well, I just find it exhausting, thinking through all the different ramifications of different choices and so on. That's more Lenny's area than mine. So, unless it's something really important, I usually just leave the decision-making to him.
Huh. Not very
It's
possible here,
fine.
is it?
He got Ferminate to make me a little something for just this situation.
And the 2 thumbs up she's giving. Cute.
Poof! A phaetometer.
What is this?
It looks pretty over the top, I know, but it's essentially just a box of cards. He kept the design simple, so it'd be harder to break. The way it works is, I pick a card at random, then look at the number on the card.
Okay.
Well, for example, if the number on the card is 5 or higher, I help Bonnie find her owner. If it's less than 5, I go back to the reception. I just have to believe in the bond between me and my cards, and my fate will reveal itself to me in numerical form. At least... Huh, I didn't like that. Was I using it wrong? Maybe if I just... Clearly, there's some design flaws to iron out. I'll have to let Fremine know.
I feel like that maybe wasn't a design issue. You know, just perhaps.
Let's see, which card did I get? 4. Well, the cards fell on the ground though, so I don't think it counts as fate.
Now you picking it up, that's count as fate.
If you want to get the right answer, you have to let fate decide. Also something Linny said. So, to put it another way, if picking a card up off the ground is how to not leave it to fate, then that means it must be the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Or... Why don't you pick a card? Since I ran into you here, that means... our fates are, like, interfering with each other.
She really wants to help Bonnie, doesn't she? Okay.
Thank you. This one is final, I promise. Here, take the phaetometer. If it's 5 or above, that means fate successfully changed. Anything lower than 5 is a fail. Also, if you have your own thoughts about what I should do, feel free to share it. Now that I've got a good problem solver here to help, I don't need to run every little thing by fate.
My opinion is that you're already so adverse to the current result of the choice you're currently trying to make. Why not just choose the other one? No, just a bit. Sure, let's
Alright,
fate.
then let's see where fate will lead me. So, we're looking for Bonnie's owner? There's 20 cards in total, numbered 1 to 20. So there's only a 1 in 5 chance of drawing less than a 5. I should also mention, this time the cutoff was 5, but I just set that to wherever I feel like.
Wow, you really don't want to go back.
To put it in perspective, I said I'd only do the show if I drew a 1. Fate can be pretty sneaky sometimes. I think I'll go to the Steambird and see about putting an ad in the paper. You wanna come along? I think Bonnie wants you to come with.
Okay, sure. potato meter. But did I not just steal this from Lynette? Like, her... Or did Lynette give it to me? Because this feels like stealing.
Every stupendous day starts with a steambird. Oh, hi Lynette. Hi Traveler. What can I help you with?
I think this is the first time I heard Eurydice. I can't really say her name, but yeah, actually talk. But hey,
I don't think so. Have you picked up a stray?
unlikely.
Yep. If there's no commission to follow up on, could we post a notice about the missing cat instead?
Why, of course. What a kind thing to do. Just fill out the form.
Well, we've registered you as missing. You can stay at my place until your owner finds you. Also, I just wanted to say thanks for keeping us company for so long.
No issues.
Well, I should probably head back to the drinks reception. Hopefully most of the people have left by now. If you've got some time, you should stop by my place tomorrow to see Bonnie. There's a nice cup of tea in it for you. Alright, see you then.
To the next day. Boink.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Ooh, are there two owners that showed up?
I believe this cat belongs to me.
I already told you, this isn't your cat.
Just take a breather, you two. Oh, you're here. As you can probably see, you'll have to take a rain check on that tea I promised you. At least for now.
This is my friend's cat. He's preoccupied with some important business, so I came to retrieve her in his stead.
Passive checks. Special type of checks not actively triggered, but instead triggered at specific times. If you pass, you may find some hidden information, irregularities about a person's attitude, or certain incongruous detail. Are we playing D&D now? Insight checks, let's go! Unnatural.
No. It's far more likely this cat escaped from the Humane Society.
Both seem
Bonnie?
Yeah, we named the cat.
That's the name I've given her in the meantime.
Oh, Lynette named her. tea!
Well, this complicates things.
I told you before. This is my friend's cat. It's normal for her not to trust me.
Listen, I'm the director of the Humane Society, okay? We've got so many strays, dogs, cats, you name it. I'm not even the one feeding them most of the time. You can hardly expect the cat to recognize me.
Oh, that makes a good point. However,
She just looked somewhat familiar, so I came to check, just in case.
and you should back down, my friend.
If she turns out to be one of ours, I'll take her back. Simple as that. Even if that's not the case, the Humane Society could still take her in, if no one else comes to claim her, that is. We're an organization that specializes in rescuing and sheltering stray animals. We've been in business for several decades now. I'm Bernard, the current director.
The Humane Society. Huh. The name sounds familiar. I remember hearing good things. You're the one in the Quartier Lyonnais?
Yes, yes, that's the one. Anyway, if it's not too much trouble, could I possibly take a closer look at the cat? If it turns out I really am mistaken, I suppose that means the cat belongs to this lady here. She would be the only remaining option after all.
It belongs to my friend.
Go on, Bonnie.
Oh, nope. Looks like I was mistaken. They do look similar, but there's an ever so slight difference in this one's fur color. Deepest apologies, friends.
Ooh, I have a feeling they're conspiring. Ooh, I don't know. This is a conspiracy theory, but I feel like they're conspiring. Just take the cat. Just the feeling.
Well, I suppose this means I still have a missing cat to search for. Apologies again for the confusion.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Wait a second. You lied earlier, didn't you?
Lied? I'm afraid I don't know what you mean.
A liar always has a tell. The look in their eyes, their breathing pattern, the way they hold themselves. The things that can give you away are often more numerous than you would think.
What are you talking about? The way I see it, you're conflating baseless conjecture with fact.
Normally, when someone is called out, their breathing speeds up as they begin to panic. But your breathing pattern hasn't changed one bit. In fact, it's been strangely calm and measured this entire time. It stands to reason, then, that your agitated behavior earlier was all an act. If you're a bad guy, I'm sure you'll take off running the first chance you get. If you're a good guy, the most likely explanation is that you're a member of the Guards, or some similar organization.
And you're basing this off of?
Intuition. Nothing more.
Intuition. Well, I have to hand it to you, Lynette. You're right. I'm a member of the Guards. The name's Elodie. I'm currently investigating a cross-border smuggling case. This cat here, Bonnie was her name? Well, her owner is one of the prime suspects of our investigation.
Well, shit.
A couple of days ago, our suspect got wind that we were on his tail and fled. That's most likely how he got separated from the cat. I just so happened to stumble upon your notice in the Steambird, so I decided to see if he'd come back for her. But it looks like I overestimated him. The impact of this case has been huge. The Marechaussee Phantom, the Guards, and the Special Patrol have all launched investigations. If there was even the slightest chance that he would show himself, I had to follow up on the lead. A new kind of illegal drug, imitation synth.
Oh shit, that's bad.
We confiscated all the synth on the market, but addiction isn't something that goes away overnight. Even without substances on the market, people are still looking for a way to get their next fix. And criminals are all too eager to capitalize on that addiction. That was the impetus for imitation synth. Needless to say, a small-scale market opened up very quickly. After the original synth debacle, we put several measures into place to prevent similar incidents from occurring. The perpetrators got smart, though, and shifted their sales overseas before those measures could kick in. That's when the imitation synth smuggling began. We only recently got word of the presence of imitation synth overseas. We managed to track down evidence of some early transactions. What we were able to find out, however, hasn't proven that useful given the amount of time that has passed. The Marechaussee Phantom launched an investigation to track down every person in Fontaine capable of producing a drug like that. That's how we learned about Bonnie's owner. He's a researcher at the Fontaine Research Institute. His name is Pierre. Pierre Lafayette, to be exact.
Lefebvre.
She knows him.
The Marechaussee Phantom found him in Poisson. In addition to the cat, he also had a pendant with him. At first, there wasn't much cause for suspicion. A search of his house didn't reveal much to go off of either. The Marechaussee Phantom very nearly left it at that. It was only later that we realized the coat of arms on his pendant. belonged to none other than the Lefebvre family, one of the most infamous aristocratic families in Fontaine. Obviously, this discovery prompted a further investigation into Pierre. At that point, however, we discovered that he'd already fled. Now the guards and the Special Patrol are all searching for him.
That's not possible, actually. The Lefebvre family has been gone for a long time.
Exactly. Many years ago, several important members of the family, including the Patriarch, were murdered by an assassin of unknown origin. From that point on, family's power and influence took quite the hit. The family is engaged in all manner of crimes. As you can imagine, there's no shortage of people waiting in the wings to take their revenge. And with the family severely weakened, they were able to do just that. Most of the remaining family members succumbed to sickness or hunger. The ones that survived are currently living out their days under a new identity. Pierre is one of those very survivors. He's been hiding away in the Fontaine Research Institute all these years. His true identity unbeknownst to all. Until now, that is.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Well, my fellow guards have told me all about how smart and courageous you both are. And I know you possess a strong sense of justice.
Correct, but however, we are in possession of said cat. We still might be related, so why are you revealing this information to us?
There could be a chance that Pierre, or one of his accomplices, might attempt to get close to Bonnie. Now that you've been briefed on the situation, I was hoping you'd help us keep a lookout.
Or you have just informed said accomplices, you know. Don't trust everybody, you can't trust everyone, right?
If I take Bonnie back to the guards with me, there's no way Pierre will try and come for her. Not even the most daring of criminals would attempt something like that.
But you might have just revealed your intentions to the accomplices. Of course we're not, but like, you know.
I have to admit, I'm not holding out too much hope that Pierre will come back for her. But if there's even the slightest chance, then it's worth a shot. Well, I've got some other leads to follow up on. If Pierre does appear, please contact me right away.
It's nothing. I'm
Oh,
fine.
bullshit.
It's just the head of the Lefebvre family. He was the eminent person who kidnapped me all those years ago.
Ew, shit, sorry, it was trauma. Apologies.
It was at a dinner party. Someone tricked me into boarding the Lefebvre family carriage. Whoever it was, they took me back to their home. But before anything worse could happen, Father intervened. Yep. Father was the one who orchestrated the fall of the Lefebvre family. That's what led Lenny and I to join the House of the Hearth. After all these years. I never thought I'd hear the Lefebvre name again. Don't worry about me. I wasn't feeling sorry for myself. I was just thinking about Lenny. He's been acting strange recently. He avoids me for days on end, consumes himself with some secret investigation, and then out of the blue pushes me to do that acting job. Thinking about it now, it's almost like the one I drew from that deck of cards was part of his plan all along. He must have asked Fermanet to help him out. In any case, I know he's hiding something from me. He's really pulled out all the stops this time. It's very possible. I'm sure he tried to send me away because he was afraid it would bring up some painful memories for me. It wasn't necessary, though. Even after all these years, he's still as overprotective as ever. You'll have to help me teach him a lesson if we run into him along the way. Yep. I want to head to the Fontaine Research Institute to learn more information about Pierre. Just let me activate search mode and then we'll head out. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into Lenny along the way.
Short
A little bit of both, perhaps. For the most part, though, I just have the sense that something's not right. Something isn't adding up about Pierre's story. I'm just not sure what. Okay, I'll write a letter explaining everything to the crew. Once that's done, we can head out.
Oh, what? There's a world quest now. What is this? Oh, this must be. Oh god. Okay, so that must be the new quest that got added. What's this now? 4.7? I think so. Okay, I need to go do that next time. Any shivers?
Lynette, you're, not at rehearsal?
Ah, cut the bullshit.
You can drop the act, brother. In fact, I don't think either of us will have a need for acting anytime soon. You should know better than to try and keep something from me. You've never been able to do that, even when we were kids.
And that's why I tried to distract you with the masked mime show. But I guess you're just too good.
Care to introduce us to your new assistant?
This is Officer Shovras, captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. You may have met her already.
Meet again.
Nice to see you.
Indeed.
I should clarify something. Mr. Lenny's here at my invitation, not the other way around. To borrow your expression, Miss Lynette, I suppose that would make him my assistant more than anything. We've brought on Mr. Lenny as a consultant in the past. He was instrumental in helping us crack a case involving a perpetrator who used magic tricks to commit crimes. I was hoping he'd be able to provide some valuable insight this time around as well.
Ah, so you've heard everything then?
Someone in the Marshals and Hunters was a bit too talkative. I think she was from Marshall. No, she was Guards. Apologies. Yeah, someone in the Guards was too talkative.
That's exactly why we're here. There's always been questions surrounding the fall of the Lefebvre family. Some people even believe the House of the Hearth was involved.
Lenny and Lynette just side eyes towards the side.
Whoever was behind it all was extremely cautious. They didn't leave a shred of evidence. This very fact, however, leads me to believe it was indeed the work of that harbinger.
When no evidence brings you to the one and only evidence.
I took a look at the entrance and exit records of all the carriages that night. Let's just say it wasn't hard to deduce that there's ill will between you two. Don't worry, I don't have any evidence to that effect, and I certainly don't plan on going to bat for such a despicable family. Plus, you were victims back then more than anything. I sought Mr. Linney's help with the smuggling case. Nothing more. The way I look at it, it's a collaboration between us as people, not the organizations we represent. Besides, by working together, we can expose the truth as quickly as possible. You can hardly say that's at odds with the justice my organization strives for. Not at all. I was planning to invite you from the very beginning, Miss Lynette. It's just that my assistant here raised some objections.
Lenny, I'm not the same person I was back then. That little girl who did nothing but cower in the corner in fear, she doesn't need saving anymore.
I'm sorry, Lynette. You're right. I let my concerns get the better of me.
Oh, and the next time you want to distract me, you should try a different approach.
Who's this? You pick up a stray while I was gone?
It's a bit complicated. I'll explain later. Anyway, her name's Bonnie.
Well, if there are no objections, then I suppose the only thing left to say is...
Okay, carry on.
It appears the Lefebvre family was very particular in their use of insignias and emblems. The family would use different emblems to mark differences in status, blood relation, and the like. In fact, the insignia that was discovered on the pendant was used to represent an illegitimate child.
It's highly likely. That very status might have been what allowed him to emerge from the fall of his family relatively unscathed. It would also explain why he was able to assume a new identity as a researcher with relative ease.
We discovered something interesting, though. After talking to some of his co-workers, it appears he pretty much works at the Institute in name only. He's practically been cast out.
Apparently, Pierre was once addicted to synth. He tried to use the resources at the Institute to create a substance with a similar effect. He claimed it was just for research purposes, but the Institute revoked his access to the relevant materials regardless. He was placed on disciplinary leave, pending a thorough investigation of his actions. But it seems the Institute ran into some trouble along the way. Could have been a lack of personnel or a timing issue. In any case, they had to table their formal investigation into Pierre. And as for his family background, it appears none of his co-workers at the Institute were aware of that information. All they could tell us was that he was quite the recluse. Other than the pendant, we didn't find anything else of note at his residence in Poisson. Based on the samples of imitation synth we've been able to analyze, it appears the substance leaves behind strong traces wherever it's produced or stored. Those traces might not be obvious to the casual observer, but they're not something our guard poodles would miss. Pierre's home, though, came up completely clean. We didn't find any records indicating possible involvement in overseas transactions either. So, the Marechaussee Phantom didn't view him as a major suspect at first.
Maybe he had a separate, dedicated area where he made the imitation synth.
Well, his neighbors did say he was often gone for long stretches of time. You would think with him out and about so much, people would have spotted him around Poisson, but residents said they barely ever saw him in town. If his reclusive nature was just a matter of keeping a low profile, I guess it would make sense for him to have a secret base to carry out his business.
After he disappeared, the guards conducted a thorough search of Poisson, but they didn't come across any suspicious locations.
Poisson. You know Hotel de Boer, where I first found Bonnie? To get there from Poisson, you have to cross a stretch of ocean. It's not somewhere a cat could just wander off on its own.
A cat? You mean...
Bonnie is Pierre's cat.
Oh, that's right! When the Marechaussee Phantom first tracked him down, I remember there being something about a cat in their report. So this is her?
From what we've learned about Pierre's habits, he doesn't seem like the type to venture out without a purpose. So what you're saying, Lynette, is that Bonnie couldn't have gone missing in Poisson. If that's true, then...
Exactly. Bonnie might even know where it is.
Wait, you think the cat can lead us there? But she's not trained like one of our guard poodles. How is she supposed to understand what we want her to do?
Meow. Meow meow. Near the coast, the beach, and beneath the cliffs. The place we're looking for is most likely north of the court of Fontaine.
Well, I've certainly never taken a witness statement like this before.
Well, if it works out, maybe it's something worth getting used to.
Cats and humans are actually pretty alike. When it comes to communication, most of what we want to convey can be accomplished through body language alone. But humans tend to rely too much on speech to ever take advantage of that fact. Of course, body language has its limitations. You're not going to be able to get across anything too complicated.
The important thing is that we now have a lead. Let's try and find a place that matches the clues Bonnie gave us.
Arthur's Fontaine. Sure. I have an idea. I'll be right back. Oh, Hopefully this reduces the sound of construction. I'm just gonna close a window. Where should I come from? Okay. Let's see. I think that's better. But we're not doing construction right now, so I don't know.
Seems like Bonnie is trying to take us somewhere. Gardamex ahead.
Look out!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night, wind strike.
Hey.
Wow, Lynette, you found this place so easily. If I thought there was any chance you'd say yes, I'd recruit you into the Special Patrol here and now, no questions asked.
Sounds familiar. I pretty much receive letters daily from people trying to poach her from me.
Let's just focus on our search. There's a lot to investigate.
Hey.
Aha! Just as we thought. This is where the imitation synth was being made. Looks like he's got more than just imitation synths stashed around here. In addition to the raw materials needed to synthesize the substance itself, there's a large quantity of cleaning agents and a few drugs I haven't been able to identify. These cleaning agents are likely used to dispel traces of the substance, like its smell. The Special Patrol did some digging into imitation synth. Our records indicate that it's very difficult for ordinary people to detect traces left behind by the stuff. I'm sure that was the case for Pierre as well. It must have taken a considerable amount of time and skill to ensure all those traces get washed away. But what are these other drugs for?
The material these bags are made of, it's quite rare. It's the very same, actually. Romaritime flower fiber. But there's something special about the composition of these bags. I took a closer look, and it appears they're not only waterproof, but also corrosion and leak resistant. Even the strings look specially designed to keep the bags closed nice and tight. I came across some bags made of the same material just now, but they were much smaller and thinner. From the look of them, they seemed far less durable as well. Very similar, actually. Normally, it would be easy for a guard poodle to sniff out the imitation synth, but if it was sealed away in a bag like that, it might be possible to elude detection for some time. But what could these big bags be for then? If the goal is to keep the imitation synth hidden and sealed away, these bags seem a bit too conspicuous.
Oh, the cat, of course.
When the Marechaussee Phantom searched Pierre's house, there was no sign of these barrels, right? You're right. That doesn't seem like his way of doing things. How did he get them here, then? Only the lower halves of the barrels appear to have been submerged in water.
Based on the various ingredients we've found, this appears to be where Pierre was cooking up his imitation synth.
Found the cook.
It looks like he used a special cleaning agent to get rid of any residual traces of the substance on his person before he left. That's how he was able to get past the guard poodles.
So then he transferred the imitation synth into small sealed bags and took it somewhere else for the drop-off.
No. I don't believe our suspect is the kind of person who'd go around carrying incriminating evidence with him. That would potentially create too many eyewitnesses. The cleaning agent and the sealed bags might get past the guard poodles, but if a member of the public or even a guard on patrol happened to see him during the drop-off, a quick search would reveal everything. That's still a very risky operation.
The barrels we found were wet around the base, but the top half was dry. As if they'd been standing upright in the water. If you put a barrel in the water, it will normally float on its side. Unless it's heavily loaded, in which case it'll sink.
Yes. With flotation rings around the body of the barrels, they'd stay upright in the water. And then he could afford to load them more fully.
You think he used floating barrels? I suppose if he acted at night, when there are very few other boats around and visibility is low, it's a valid theory. We can't rule it out.
But then, wouldn't the barrels be carried off by the waves or the currents? How would the person doing the pickup know where to look?
Traveler, can you come take a dip in the sea with me? I have a feeling that somewhere down there, we might find some rope. If a rope can be used to keep a pet from running away, then why not a barrel?
Boat.
The wreckage of a small boat? This isn't the place. This isn't the place. Got it. Time to go up and report. As expected, we found a few pieces of rope and some anchoring stones underwater. If you attach them to a floating barrel, it would look like this. With this anchoring system, it would be possible to use floating barrels for the drop-off. You would just need to drop them in the water at the agreed-upon location. We also came across the wreckage of a small boat. It must have been left out on the water and capsized due to the force of the wind and waves. Its small size, however, would have made it perfect for staying undetected.
Let's talk this through. Based on the evidence we've collected, it seems like Pierre would row a small boat out to the agreed-upon transfer point, drop off the barrels, leave, and then row back and retrieve them after the transfer was complete.
It could be that he was trying to avoid meeting up with his associate face-to-face. As one of the sole survivors of the Lefebvre family, maybe he was just used to that sort of elusive lifestyle.
It seems like Pierre deliberately chose the floating barrel method so that the goods could be dropped off and picked up at separate times. That way, the two parties wouldn't have to meet each other.
Well, if that's the case, they must not have a very close working relationship.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. Assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. It's possible they were just trying to keep a low profile. Two boats sailing to the same location at once could be too conspicuous. The most important thing is that we can now confirm Pierre wasn't acting alone. The floating barrel drop-off system is proof enough of that. Let's say for now that he was only in charge of producing the imitation synth. That would mean there has to be at least one other person involved in the operation, likely in charge of transporting the goods across the border.
Since we've determined that the goods were transported by boat, maybe we can track down some travel logs or something.
We can certainly check the various ports for that information. It's possible, however, that Pierre's associate also used a small boat for the transport, and docked along the shore rather than at a large port. If that's the case, it's unlikely there would be any record left behind. Absolutely. Before Pierre disappeared, we made sure to investigate all sorts of outward-bound vessels. We also had port authorities keep a lookout for anything suspicious. Unfortunately, we were never able to find out how they managed to get the imitation synth across the border. You're right. Whatever vessel was used for the pickup, the person responsible for smuggling the substance out of Fontaine would have had to use a larger vessel for the actual transport. That's the only way they would be able to smuggle on a large enough scale to make a profit. They must have found a way to disguise the imitation synth to clear port inspections. Exactly. We can't let any opportunities slip through the cracks. Although, given the amount of ports that could be involved, we should probably split up.
I'll run home and ask some of my brothers and sisters to try and dig up some information.
I should also head back and update my platoon on our progress. I'll grab some reinforcements while I'm at it. Lynette, Traveler, why don't you head to Lumideus Harbor and see what you can find out?
All right. Come on, Bonnie. You too.
Hey. Medusa Harbor.
Oh, Lynette, Traveler. And Bonnie, too. What brings you all here?
Did something happen?
Can see that she's actually in uniform now.
Oh. I see. Thank you for everything you're doing for the people of Fontaine. I'm in charge of guarding the port. You mentioned you were after some travelogues, right? I can go fetch those for you.
Looks like I've got another hard day of work ahead of me. No, not usually. It's this incident that happened recently. Before that, everything was normal. All we had to do was confiscate anything suspicious and we could call it a day. Pretty simple stuff. But things are much more complicated now. We somehow let suspicious cargo pass through the port undetected. Not even our guard poodles were able to sniff it out. Even worse, we still don't know how the perpetrator was able to conceal the goods so well.
By suspicious cargo, do you mean imitation synth?
Yep. However, prohibited substances are just one example. We confiscate all sorts of contraband during the course of our inspections. Or at least, we're supposed to.
So what happens to the goods you confiscate?
Oh, we keep them in a storage locker. If they turn out to be something particularly dubious, we'll turn them over to the Maison Orderly. If the goods are only slightly suspicious but could otherwise be harmless, like raw materials that could potentially be used to create contraband, we return them to the ship they were confiscated from, instead of letting them pass through the port.
Sorry for the wait. These are the travel logs for all the recent activity at the port.
Oh, you brought Gerard with you.
Actually, he followed me here himself. It's like he smells something on me. Huh. I wonder why Gerard is reacting to you two so strongly.
Huh? We were so careful not to touch it. but we still ended up with traces on us. If it leaves a residue so easily, I just don't understand how the culprit was able to disguise the goods at all.
Why don't you have a look at the travel logs first? All ships coming in and out of the port are recorded here, except for the ones the port authorities ride to and from work.
The Humane Society.
So that was Gerard. Okay, that was Pierre.
Their name is all over the exit logs. The purpose for leaving is always listed as overseas adoption.
Ah, the director of the organization explained that actually. He said a lot of the cat and dog breeds unique to Fontaine are also very popular overseas. So his organization offers an overseas adoption program.
We found a suspect.
Bernard, the director of the Humane Society, was the man who came looking for Bonnie earlier. Have you figured it out too, Traveler? The way the criminal disguised the goods? When Bernard asked to take a closer look at Bonnie, he was actually checking whether there was any imitation synth in her stomach.
Wait, what?
The sealed bags we found at the secret base. They were specially made to be corrosion resistant. And there were gaps around the lids of the barrels, and airbags were used to keep them upright in the water. Those drug Chevres found at the secret base, she most likely didn't recognize them because they're not used on human beings. It's an anesthetic used on pets. The perpetrator must have given it to the animals. Pierre must have made the animals swallow the sealed bags full of imitation synth at his secret base. Then, he stuffed them into floating barrels and left the rest to Bernard.
The sealed bags combined with an animal's body odor would certainly be enough to mask the scent of imitation synth.
During our inspections, we would have never thought to inspect the bellies of those animals for anything suspicious. Even if we tried to feel around for something, I'm sure it would be difficult to detect.
Exactly. I bet Bernard even transported animals with synth in their stomach alongside ones without. That way, it would be even harder to say with certainty that something was amiss. She's probably in the clear. Otherwise, Bernard would have never left without her. I'm guessing he didn't know whether Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth before he fled. Just imagine. He sees the notice we put in the Steambird, and it turns out that one of the very cats he gave to Pierre for the smuggling operation is out in the open, roaming the streets of Fontaine. If Pierre had already hidden the next batch of imitation synth, then Bonnie would practically be living proof of their crimes. He would have had no choice but to go after her.
So, that's why he came to find you and insisted on taking a closer look at the cat.
Wait a second, I'm a little lost here. I get the part about hiding the substance in the pets, but those... what did you call them again? Floating barrels? Why even put the animals in there in the first place? If you've got something as convenient as a floating barrel, why not just stuff it with the imitation synth directly? Why not wait to hide the stuff until after the exchange has been made?
In order to make sure the animals could swallow the sealed bags, they made them extremely thin. Had they not done that, the animals would have likely bitten or chewed through them. That step would have required a lot of energy, as well as a certain amount of technical expertise. So, it was better left to the more experienced Pierre. We've already proven how easy it is to pick up trace amounts of imitation synth, so I'm sure Bernard was taking all the precautions he could to avoid the same fate.
Okay, then let's head to the Humane Society right away and bring that guy to justice. I'll bring a Gardamek to speed up the process.
In society. Hey.
The headquarters of the Humane Society should be somewhere around here. Bernard could show up any moment now.
Ah, you're the people from earlier. Wait, you're from the guards?
After him! We can't let him get away! Give it up,
tackle.
Bernard.
Mercy, have mercy. I'll talk. I'll tell you everything I know.
The Humane Society has done so much good over the years, and yet you have committed such an atrocious deed in its name.
Look, I didn't have a choice, okay? My father cared about those blasted animals so much, he didn't bother to take care of his human wife and son at all. While those animals were showered with love, I lived worse than a dog.
No one asked. Tell me, how did you first get to know Pierre?
Well, after I took over the Humane Society, it gradually became harder and harder to maintain its operations. Until one day, someone suddenly passed me a letter. It said that I could stand to get a large sum of money as long as I helped them to transport some animals abroad. It was only after a few such transports that I finally understood what I was really transporting. But then, Pierre wrote to me, saying that we were already partners in crime and that I better keep cooperating with him if I didn't want to be reported to the guards.
You knew it from the very beginning, didn't you? The reason why you had to go through so many steps just to transport some animals.
I'd suggest that you confess everything right now if you don't want to add anything else to your list of crimes.
Yes, officer. I would order wooden barrels and flotation devices according to his instructions, and then load the sleeping animals onto a boat. Once I sailed to the location he provided, I would dump everything together into the sea. And a few days after that, I'd come by again in my boat and pick up the animals sleeping in the barrels. Once I had received enough of them, I'd bring them to the harbor to be adopted abroad. That guy, Pierre, he was running the entire show. He set up all the meeting times and found all the foreign adopters. Oh, and he even supplied all of the goods, too. I just did the transport. He was the one who planned out and executed everything else. Look, I don't know, okay? I've never ever met him in person. We've only ever communicated through letters.
And when did he send his final letter to you?
Just last night, he said that the Marechaussee Phantom is now after him, so he's planning to go into hiding for some time. He didn't mention where he's thinking about going, though, but he did tell me to look out for the guards.
It's been a few days since Pierre's last appearance. I'd wager that he sent that letter after he found his hiding spot.
I burned them. It was on his orders. I had to burn every letter after reading them. I wasn't even allowed to share them with the rest of the society employees.
Sure sounds like you're trying to use the lack of witnesses or evidence to pin the blame on Pierre.
No, I swear, this time I'm only telling you the truth.
Well, we can check the truth of your statements at the Opera House. I hope you know what'll be coming for you if I were to find any discrepancy between the evidence and the testimony you just gave.
I know, I swear I was just telling the truth.
My thanks to you both. Had it not been for you, I really don't know what would have happened to this case.
Bonnie helped, too.
That's true. It was all thanks to her that Bernard was finally exposed.
Yeah, victim too, Bonnie.
And it looks like she's grown quite fond of you two as well. Then I'll leave you be. Just let me know if you find any other new leads.
It was that obvious, huh? Well, Even though it didn't feel like Bernard was lying, after talking to him, I'm getting an even stronger sense that something's not quite right. We investigated so quickly that perhaps we've missed a thing or two along the way. Let me activate deduction mode and consider things again from the top to see if we can find anything new. Is there still anything unresolved or strange that we should try to consider? Well, we've discovered that Bernard is responsible for the trafficking, while Pierre deals with supplying the goods. Is there something else in this scheme that we're missing?
And users?
There's no need to rush. Let's see if we can find any other suspicious points about this case. Bernard claims to have received a letter last night from Pierre. In the letter, Pierre stated that he had gone into hiding. Is there something wrong with the letter?
Want him to get caught. Hey. That's
If
not-
Bonnie had imitation synth in her body, then she was a liability that had to be recovered at all costs. But if she wasn't carrying anything, then it would have made sense to tell Bernard not to worry. And thinking about it, Bernard only attracted our attention in the first place because he came to look for Bonnie. Could it be that the person who wrote the letter also knew nothing about Bonnie's whereabouts? Or they had a separate goal entirely? The Marechaussee Phantom found Bonnie and the Lefebvre pendant at Pierre's residence. That was the beginning point of our investigation. Why would he leave such an obvious trail for us to follow when he took so much care to not leave any traces of imitation synth in his home?
Trying to become a different person.
Now behave, and follow me to the interrogation room.
Ow! That hurt. Ow!
Then
Is there something else you need from me, Traveler?
Huh?
I see. It all makes sense now.
Hey, what are you talking about? Look, even our confessed criminal here has no idea what you're saying.
Because he has been kept in the dark all along. And I assume it's the same with Pierre. That never quite added up for me. Why did Pierre feel compelled to return to his home with Bonnie and Dependent and make them so easy to find for the Marechaussee Phantom? Both of these things are in stark contrast to his usual meticulous and vigilant behavior. There's only one reasonable explanation. He was following orders, just like Bernard. He probably received the following instructions right before the Phantom came knocking on his door. Bring the cat and the pendant, and our undercover agent will be sure to help you. Unbeknownst to him, however, the third person who wrote that letter to him had long decided to sacrifice him and Bernard to save themselves.
What? You can't be serious. There was a third person involved?
If you focus only on Bernard's testimony, it's easy to believe that only Bernard and Pierre were working together. The case appeared extremely simple. Bernard did the trafficking, Pierre the imitation synth production, drugging, and stuffing.
What? Wait. But that doesn't make any sense. If that's the actual truth, then as soon as Pierre is caught, he'll explain his side of the story and the third person will...
Yep, which is why the third person made sure that Pierre would never be found again. Once they had instructed Pierre to expose himself, the third person wrote to Pierre again, suggesting that everything had been taken care of, and he should take Bonnie and safely return to his base. Of course, Pierre's disappearance at such a sensitive time immediately made him a prime suspect. Knowing that Bonnie had last been seen with him, all the third person would have to do from that point on would be to lead the Phantom to investigate the Humane Society and get Bernard to confess the truth.
Wait, so you're saying that the letter I received yesterday, the one that made me think Pierre was still alive, it was also sent by the third person?
Is that what happened? I'll get back to headquarters right away and reinvestigate this case from the top.
Chevra said that assumptions can be detrimental to solving a case. Someone among us, however, has been feeding us all kinds of preconceived notions ever since our first meeting. They suggested that Pierre's disappearance was an attempt to escape the judgment of the law, and that Pierre was a scion of the Lefebvre family. But if the disappearance is truly just a cover-up for a murder, then couldn't the true scion have been an illegitimate daughter, rather than an illegitimate son?
Huh?
Haven't you taken this joke a bit too far? You're right. I did let a lot of assumptions get to my head when I first started to talk to you about the case. I'll make sure to correct my behavior.
You deliberately fed us lies, but even you could not control every last detail of your plan. There was a flaw in your scheme, and something didn't quite go as planned. Getting the Marechaussee Phantom to notice Pierre was only the first part of your plan. Had they failed to take notice of the Humane Society, they could have cast a wider net. And you couldn't predict what they might possibly find, if given enough time. This, of course, was the main weakness of your plan. As someone accustomed to acting from behind the scenes, you didn't want to take the risk of personally proposing a raid on the Humane Society. So, you thought about pulling a few more strings, so all the suspicion would point towards Bernard and his society. Once the Phantom expanded their search, it would only be a matter of time before they found Pierre's base. If a cat last seen with the suspect turned up dead at the imitation synth base, It wouldn't be long until the Phantom would figure out exactly how she had been mistreated and turn their eyes towards the one organization that has been sending boatloads of animals out of Fontaine. It was probably during your ambush of Pierre. You didn't even have the time to check if she had already been stuffed full of imitation synth. Still, you soon found another opportunity. Before long, Bonnie had made her way back into the city, and even popped up on the Steambird. Like Bernard, you desperately wanted to confirm the contents of her stomach, so you hurried to find us. Unlike Bernard, however, you were hoping that Pierre did have the time to make her swallow a load of imitation synth. While investigating the suspect's cat, we unexpectedly discovered that the suspect has been smuggling imitation synth using living animals as intermediaries. That was your plan, in any case. With that, you'd have been able to lead the investigation towards the Humane Society. Bonnie had managed to escape before Pierre was able to stuff her full of imitation synth. That part of your plan could no longer be carried out. But as shrewd as you were, you came up with another plan right away. You manipulated the Traveler and I to help you identify Bernard as a key suspect. You used the Lefebvre name as bait to get us to join your investigation. With 2 extra bodies around, the Special Patrol is sure to soon take note of the strange event of Bernard somehow having a reason to look for Pierre's cat.
So, what you're saying is, I went to all that trouble just for the chance that you might put forth the suggestion that would lead you down the wrong path.
Of course, you did far more than that. Just now at Lumidu's harbor, were you not the person who highlighted the suspicious activities of the Society?
Ugh.
You even highlighted the Society's activities during your compilation of the logs, so they'd be immediately visible to anyone examining the records. Moreover, the logs contained no records of the Port Authority's activities. In other words, your activities.
And what are you trying to suggest with that?
I am insinuating that you had plenty of opportunities to transfer the raw materials for imitation synth from the harbor to a boat, and then sail over to the meeting place full of floating barrels. And that's how neither the trafficker nor the manufacturer knew there was a third person who supplied the raw materials, and surreptitiously operated between them. Pierre manufactured imitation synth using the raw materials you provided, stuffed the animals, and placed the animals back into the barrels. Having received the green light from you as Pierre, Bernard then retrieved his animals and shipped them out of Fontaine once he had received enough for a full batch. This is the truth behind your smuggling ring.
I can't believe it. I never put 2 and 2 together.
You've sure got an extremely lively imagination.
So what do you think she's going to say next?
Ever thought about a career in writing crime novels?
Ever thought about a career in writing crime novels, huh?
It appears that it's quite easy to predict what you'll think or say. Then if we apply that to this case, we can also think of a few places to look for incriminating evidence. You know very well that this case will not end until Pierre is found, so you will have him commit suicide out of fear and shame to end the investigation for good. That way, you can also pin the blame for the overseas smuggling activities, the theft of the harbor's confiscated raw materials, and even the Lefebvre name on him. After all, dead men tell no tales. But you still want it to appear as if he had sent that last letter to Bernard, so you have to make sure he cannot be found until after Bernard has confessed to the authorities. To do that, you either will hide his body until you've found an appropriate time to set up a fake suicide scene, or you'll dump it someplace where it'll be hard to determine the exact time of death. Submerged in water, for instance. The location would ideally allow you to keep the body hidden for some time while also letting you keep an eye on it. There are only so many options to hide a person's time of death, after all. As long as the Phantom investigates each of the possibilities in turn, they'll surely find Pierre's remains. Especially since, as the prime suspect who will now be taken into custody, you will no longer have the time to move him or set up a fake suicide scene to cover up the murder.
How absurd. And on what grounds will you order my arrest? Don't think for a second that your spouts of nonsense will amount to any kind of real argument. After all, I'm...
Elodie Lefebvre! As the captain of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, I hereby declare you as a suspect in the case. If you have any objections, you may raise them later during interrogation.
Charus, Lynette have arrived.
That's right. We received a message from Lumiduce Harbor that you were going to investigate the Humane Society. We didn't expect to run into you at such a critical moment.
While at the harbor, we noticed something else extremely interesting. Apparently, you often used all kinds of excuses to swap your shifts. And if one were to match the times of your shifts to the activities of the Humane Society and those of certain foreign ships, they'd find them to be an exact match.
That's just a coincidence.
Yes, I'm sure you have already thought of a dozen different ways to explain away the suspicious activities, but as far as evidence goes, that should be enough to warrant taking you into custody.
Don't worry. If it turns out that the guards are still unable to find any evidence after all this, Lynette and I will do everything in our power to clear your name.
Although judging by her reaction, I assume no follow-up from us will be needed.
The Lefebvres were infamous for using disguise and infiltration to achieve their goals. Who would have thought that they would have planted someone within the guards?
Judging from the timeline, they likely arranged for you to enter the guards before the fall of the clan. But they probably didn't expect you to turn it to your advantage and use your job to save yourself during the purge.
Not only that, but you actively participated in the interrogation, arrest, and judgment of the Lefebvres during their fall, thus clearing yourself of suspicion. You brutally and cruelly abandoned your allies as soon as they outlived their usefulness, just like a lizard cutting off its own tail in order to live. You've been doing this for years.
So you played me like a fool after all? Ah!
What was that word you used? Ally? You think that someone as foolish as him is worthy to call himself my ally? They were worthless scum, all of them. Not just Bernard and Pierre, but those Lefebvres too. They always just saw me as a tool. I lost all my chances of a normal life just because I was born into their lot. Not only that, but because they wanted me to become an undercover agent, they stripped me of my name, too. I had to live in constant fear of them while they were alive. And even once they were gone, I had to continue to bury my heritage and my name. Do you know anything about what I've been through over all these years? My life as the last Lefebvre?
I don't, and neither do I care.
You can save us the speech. Oh God.
Are you for real? Aren't you a Lefebvre victim too?
Elodie, you're the only one still living under the shadow of a name.
That's enough. Keep your hands where I can see them and do not resist arrest. If you have more to say, save it for the interrogation room.
What a joke. What a joke! Hey! Don't come any closer!
What's that?
Know what this is? I've secretly planted loads of explosives in the Humane Society. Just one step closer and... whether they're cats, dogs, or just unlucky human employees, they'll all be blown up into smithereens. Surely you bunch of goody two-shoes won't let that happen, right?
Oh, barely! Holy shit!
What? Hey! Don't do anything stupid! Guards! Gardamex!
Success!
Phew. So I was right after all. It's easier to deal with the person causing the problem than the problem itself. This is it. Looks like it's just a toy.
Guess that's probably why she suddenly flipped and knocked out Bernard. He probably knew that there were no explosives at the Society.
Well, given that she never even showed her face to Bernard and Pierre, I had my doubts that she'd have gone to the Society in person to plant explosives.
Thank you for your help, everyone. I'll take them back for thorough questioning, and find someone better to take over the Humane Society. I might need a few statements from everybody. Would you be able to come with me?
If statements are all you need, can Lynette provide them on my behalf? I still need to go back and explain some things to the crew. I also had an appointment with the Traveler before we got interrupted.
Failure!
A lot has happened since then. I'm referring to when I invited you over for some tea and also to spend some time with Bonnie. Once I'm done talking with the troupe, I'll take Bonnie home and make a nice cup of tea. You'll be able to find us outside of my door.
Hit my first one. Like, it was almost inconsequential. Almost.
You can leave the rest of this to me. The other guards will be joining me shortly. Don't worry, they won't have another chance to escape. The materials have many other regular uses outside of being used to make imitation synth, so they're not immediately subject to being confiscated or destroyed. The harbor would usually just seize them for some time while the customs paperwork is filled out and approved. If approved, they'd be let through, and if not, they'd be returned to sender. Elodie probably used her position to replace a portion of the shipment with something else before sending the whole shipment back to sender. Given that the foreign merchants who sent in the shipments were probably working with her in the first place, they likely just never reported the difference in what they sent and what they received. We will, of course, continue to investigate the rest of the details of this case. Now that we've caught Elodie, figuring out the whole scheme should just be a matter of time.
Okay.
Lynette must have spent a record-breaking amount of time in serious mode today. I can't remember the last time I've seen her like that. Could it be because of a special someone? Based on information that we found before, imitation synth was first circulated on a small scale in Fontaine before becoming a large-scale smuggling scheme. I'd assume that the first offerings of imitation synth came from what Pierre made in his early days. But since he was not experienced with running a clandestine operation, he was soon discovered by guard Elodie. Elodie saw the opportunity to make a great profit in his work, and perhaps even the chance of making a new life for herself, so she decided to cover his tracks. She started writing to him in Bernard's name, using what evidence she had compiled and the promise of enormous profits to blackmail him into cooperating with her. Unfortunately for her, she ran into Lynette. Even though my sister doesn't like to focus too much on a regular day, serious mode Lynette is one of the most perceptive people I've ever known. Still, all of that thinking really saps her energy. I need to go give some statements on her behalf, so I'll leave the recharging to you.
Black tea and a cute kitty. Truly the best combo for standby mode. Want some? I see she's already starting to snuggle up to you. Not at all. Information is indeed very important. But if you were to try to collect every piece of information you come across, your efficiency would actually decrease. Plus, if you just think about it, what sounds more fun? Writing a statement or enjoying a tea party? Great answer. That'd be my pick too. Had we not run into that case, we could have spent the entire day like this. But now, I'm running low on both time and energy. You're right. I can sense it. I'm recharging very quickly at the moment. Something about her rubbed me the wrong way since the very beginning. But to be more precise, it was probably around the time when I saw Bonnie try to get away from her. Elodie tried to get close, but Bonnie deliberately dodged her. Maybe Bonnie had tried to evade her before at Pierre's base. Or perhaps Bonnie just instinctively knew that she wasn't a good person. Not everyone who likes cats is a good person. But if cats like you, you're probably alright. Humans tend to overthink things, but cats rely on their instincts, and they're pretty sharp. I mean, just look at Bonnie. She took a liking to you the moment you met.
Hey. Save. Cool. Okay, screenshot done. Okay, how many other parts did I miss? This is 1 out of 5. There's an ending already? There's an ending here. Sure. Oh, I need to fail the check, don't I? I need to fail the check. Yeah, I do.
Now behave and
Ow! That hurt.
Is everything really over? I still feel like the relationship also. I've had this strange sense that something's off the entire time we've been on the case. And it has only gotten worse. Ugh. No good. I've still got nothing, and I'm nearly out of energy. Alright, I'll stop thinking about it, for now. At the very least, we've made it so that no more animals will suffer like those poor animals did. And that's what I hope. Let's go to the Humane Society and see if there are any animals left that might still need our help, before my energy for today completely runs out.
Aha. Nice. Okay. Here. Oh wait, it's pretty far.
Time to go.
Huh. I didn't like that. Clearly, there's some design flaws. Let's see. 4. Well, if you want to get the right answer, you have... So, to put it another way... Or... Thank you. This one is final, I promise. Here, take the photometer. If it's 5 or above, that also... If you have your own... Back to the drinks reception. Nope, I said it was your decision. I'm not gonna waste any more energy dragging my feet. Besides, the drinks reception is technically part of the job as an official publicity event. So, if I bail on it, I might get sued for breach of contract, and that would be a huge pain in the butt. One other thing. Do you want to come with me? If you're free, I mean. Thanks.
Okay, not the second part. Out the door.
There you are, Lynette! Where did you disappear to? Leone and I have been looking everywhere for you. Wait, where did you get the cat?
I found her outside. Do either of you happen to recognize her?
I don't think so. Could belong to one of the guests, I suppose.
Fair enough. It was a long shot.
So sorry we couldn't help you, Lynette.
Don't worry. We'll ask around for you. Leone's probably just being forgetful.
Maybe you could leave her with us. We'll take her to the reception desk and see if they know anything. And if not, we'll just keep looking.
Sure. I would help, but I'm a little preoccupied. Sorry to dump this on you.
It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help however we can.
Also, if it's no trouble, I mean, could we maybe get an autograph? And maybe a photo too?
Leone! You can't spring that on her now. Not while she's working. At least wait until the event's finished. One last thing, Lynette. Director Mary is looking for you. We'll take the cat to the front desk now. See you later.
I'm not usually required at these kinds of events, so I don't even have an event mode. Alright, guess I'd better go see the director.
Spectacular choreography, a masterpiece of mise en scène, and the performance, oh my, groundbreaking, dripping with, je ne sais quoi. My congratulations on another magnificent show, sir.
Yes, I, for one, was particularly captivated by the clearly allegorical narrative undertones. The Lost Puppet shines a spotlight on the impact of technological advances in our modern society, particularly as they relate to changing modes of emotional expression and the challenge of mutual intelligibility. Such a pioneering work, so far ahead of its time, a tour de force of avant-garde theater.
I can already see the headlines of tomorrow's newspapers. They will certainly be singing your praise, Director Mariyu.
But it was a group effort, of course. To convey emotions in a silent show with no facial expressions, the entire cast had to go above and beyond. Everyone truly outdid themselves.
Speaking of the cast, Jillian, another strong performance from you in Director Mariyu's latest show, as of course we've all come to expect from your numerous successful collaborations to date.
That's quite an overstatement. I've only ever played supporting roles.
On that point, you stated a few months ago in an interview that you were looking to secure a leading role in your next show. What led you to the decision to stay in a supporting role this time around?
We had a discussion about this, and while Lynette hadn't previously performed in an acting role, we were blown away by her talent, and she was a perfect fit for this character. Quite simply, this was the role she was born to play.
Exactly. I was honored to share the stage with her. Lynette worked extremely hard in all of the rehearsals, and she's an incredibly talented actress.
Oh, Lynette's back!
Hey, Lynette, where have you been?
Are you in standby mode? Some reports say you switched to that state to recharge after a show.
Ah, method acting, of course. Such a compelling portrayal of a mechanical puppet could only be achieved by an actor who lives and breathes their role even while offstage.
Those seemingly stilted movements were in fact an inspired portrayal of the character. The ostensibly bad acting, in reality, was the product of supreme acting skill.
Oh, I went outside and there was this cat there, so I played with the cat for a bit.
A cat? We've long heard that you are a kind soul, as well as an incredible actress. No wonder your debut performance has garnered such popularity.
This show looks on track to break box office records for avant-garde theater. Lynette, any words for the fans?
Not really, no.
I believe Lynette is trying to say that the act of performance itself is the actor's true means of connecting with their fans.
Oh, I see. Lynette, any comments?
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
She's so uncomfortable.
But don't you want the fans to know how you're feeling right now, after the hugely successful opening of your first ever show?
That's true.
I'm sure the fans would love to learn a bit more about you, too.
How interesting.
Okay, 1 and 2. Failure.
Lynette, how do you find acting compares with performing in a magic show?
What does the future hold for you, Lynette?
Yeah, it's just... Turns out I can't cope with this stuff even in tea party mode. It's a power-saving mode for participating in conversation at tea parties. Normally, I can get through an entire conversation just with, oh, that's true, and how interesting. But at a tea party, I'm not normally subjected to a constant stream of questions. The energy consumption of that interview just now was 3 times as much as the average tea party. I think I'd rather pray that I never have to do it again.
Lynette, Director Mariu would like you to join the group photo to commemorate the successful opening of the show.
A group photo?
It's just the members of the troupe, along with Maloney and Corentin. Everyone's waiting for you.
Alright then. See you in a minute.
Oh.
3, 2,
Hello
1,
there.
Smile.
Okay, wait a second. Let me on streamer mode. I still don't know why it doesn't activate by itself. It is so stupid. Yeah, I'm playing Lynette's Hangout right now.
My thanks to each and every one of you here for your help in making The Lost Puppet a success. The group photo is already being printed as I speak.
Again?
No, nothing.
Yes, I see. I wonder if I'm sounding too soft on stream still, but it's fine. Nobody watches it anyway.
You can collect your copy from the first floor after the drinks reception concludes. May it serve as a reminder of this fabulous performance every time you see it.
Mariu! Get over here. Let's have another drink. There's a few things I need you to glance over for me.
I thought the group photo was the final hurdle. Well, at least there's no more people hounding me with questions.
Why are they running double
I
sword
just need to
banner?
find somewhere to switch to standby mode, and the time will fly by.
Who's the other one?
I'll hate them.
Ah, yes. Just put Tom Sliffen on Charlotte.
Reverse psychology.
Oh,
Oh wait.
yeah. Oh,
Wait.
Charlotte?
What?
Wait,
Yo.
what? wait a second. What am I saying? The yeah, no, Clara. The fuck? Both start with C, right? Yeah, very similar.
Yes. Totally.
Okay. So you're pulling for her now?
Yeah. I updated the game.
Oh, Farina.
Hotel de Bour's Ile Flottante
You know, I tried
is
to,
as
I feel
wonderfully
like typing
sweet as
RAND. RANDE. Chlorine. Because that's how you pronounce it, but it's spelled as chlorine.
Chlorine. Yeah.
Traveler? Lynette? Oh, wait, hold on. What do you mean, managed to get an invite? I'm an expert in the dramatic arts. Of course I was invited. Naturally, people wanted to hear my comments on the emerging art form that is the masked mime show. Remarkable, and a very worthwhile artistic endeavor, exploring a character with no lines or facial expressions who can only communicate how they feel through their movement. Your performance was beyond anything I could have imagined, Lynette. Clearly, this was a very suitable role for you indeed. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing.
Oh. Basically, I think I'd give it a positive review overall, just not as gushing as the crowd downstairs.
So, you thought they were pretty over the top too?
In fairness, it's normal to bring along some vocal supporters for publicity when a new show opens, but still, this was something else. Then again, I'm no specialist in avant-garde theater. Maybe I'm just not well acquainted with their review criteria. Or maybe it's because I came to the show with some preconceived expectations. I did happen to see the original draft of Mariu's script a while back.
What original draft?
Oh? He didn't show it to you? It must have been a few months ago. He came to me to get some advice from an experienced performer's perspective, and then asked if I could write a few reviews of his new play. I had a lot on my plate at the time, so I had to turn him down. I only skimmed a few sections, but they seemed quite different from the final version. I can't say I remember the plot, but I don't know. The protagonist just seemed more complex, I guess, especially in the last two scenes. Still a mechanical puppet on the outside, of course, but she seemed to have more emotional depth on the inside.
Emotional depth?
Oh, I'm just thinking aloud here. Don't take it to heart. Besides, a script and a play are two very different beasts. There are so many fine details to consider when turning a story into a stage production.
So dumb.
More than most people could imagine.
What was Nikki doing?
They're being pissed at Faker for being the first person to be in the Hall of Legends for League. Because he's still playing it professionally.
Okay.
No, like League. Like they are mad at him for being the first man in the Hall of Legends because he's still in the league. Like he's still playing pro.
Who's there?
Faker. Basically, Faker the best player.
Faker is being mad at Faker? What do you mean?
No, not Faker. Like Twitter is being mad at Faker.
Twitter. Oh, I see.
For him being the first man in there.
Why? If someone's doing a good job, just let him do his good job.
Because he hasn't retired off pro yet. Like what?
What?
Bro has been pro for 15 years, bro.
Then let him be pro, bro. Like, bro, what?
What the fuck? They should be mad, right? For making the skin $500, bro. Why he?
I don't understand.
I know, right? It makes no sense.
Especially with a novel art form like a masked mime show. I'm sure Mariu had his reasons for the changes he made.
You know, in like other jobs, they say, with experience comes like better pay and stuff. No, apparently Twitter thinks that with more experience, he should be fucking benched and retired.
Yeah.
Like the
I mean, to be fair, technically pros don't really last
Their
that long.
their
Really.
careers are usually pretty short lah. But
Yeah.
that is like pros in like sports and stuff, understandable because they actually have like
Yeah.
damage to their body, so understandable. But not really in computer games. Like maybe you
Kind
can
of.
say maybe
Reaction
your
time.
reaction time goes a bit slower and stuff.
FPS will be the most likely case.
Yeah,
'Cause
FPS
League,
most likely case. But then League though is
not
a
really.
yeah
Because
more
from what I see, right, there's not really a situation for reaction time on a lot of the cases. It's just it's just predictions.
I
Yeah,
see
you just
you've escaped the
all
crowds
your
to
moves
seek
are placed
refuge
like
on the
over a
second
second
floor.
ago.
Fame can be overwhelming at
And
first,
that's how
can't
people dodge. Is they don't like see
you
the thing coming
benefit
and
from
then it's too
hearing
late
about the
already, bro.
experiences of a
Yeah, they
veteran
just juke the
celebrity
people
such as
by moving. Yeah.
myself?
No thanks, I'm
Okay, I'm
good.
finally done
Pretty sure this will be my
downloading
first and
Genshin.
last time in this situation.
Hey, at least let me finish.
Oh my god, I just saw one of the
Top
categories
tips on
that type
dealing with belligerent
Genshin.
reporters.
Like
Slipping
in the
away to
categories,
hunt
there's only
down
2 videos.
snacks during the intermission.
categories.
Like one of the game categories on Twitch.
Ew. Movies.
Yeah.
Bands.
Lol.
Tell me everything.
First, take a seat, mon ami. We must
I really
partake of
think
Hotel
on
de Boer's
all
fine desserts as we talk, lest they go to waste.
Hello, testing. Okay, my microphone no longer detected.
That was
Every
very
time my microphone's so
educational.
weird.
Very nice.
I don't know how to say this, but when I update the audio mixer right in the Twitch studio, Twitch studio right.
Our microphone just disconnects.
Yeah, my microphone disappears from the thing. Actually, it's still technically connected to it, but then when you go to the settings, there's a second same microphone over there.
I
That's okay.
expect most of the people
So
downstairs have
interesting.
left by now.
I know, right?
Time to grab my copy of the group photo and get home.
Alright. Okay, I'm live now. Wait, I don't have my avatar on. Oops.
Very
Time to go.
Okay, magic. Okay.
The
While I
photo
load my
must
model, let's
be
see
in
what
this
the fucking
envelope
weapon
right
does.
here.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
It's finally over.
Oh, I'm looking at the
Thank you for
lytics there. I think I
sticking
need one
around
more.
for so
Get
long.
Oh
halfway.
right, I'm supposed to be watching.
Bruh.
Okay, oops, forgot about that. Oh, by the way, you
Yeah.
have you have like a white box.
Yeah, that's my video model.
Oh, I see.
If it wasn't for you, I don't know how I would have standby moded
Don't
my way
worry
through the
about it.
last few hours.
Ah, there you go. Okay, there we go.
It's
Damn,
fine.
increased crit damage by
It's
20%.
just,
That's crazy.
it was such a minor thing.
And she also uses a bond of life set. Good luck, Joven.
While I was on stage,
You know, I have
there was a
like about
moment
3
when
pairs
I
of
felt like
flowers and
someone
feathers.
was looking at me.
That are like pretty much
It
god
was
tier.
only for an instant.
And
I didn't
nothing
even
else.
see who it was.
Literally nothing else. They just keep
somehow,
giving me the feather
I
and
knew
flower.
it was a look
Good
of
luck,
contempt.
man.
I got a vague sense of it again during the reception. Like someone was giving me
It's
an
okay. Worst case
evil
scenario,
stare.
I change my
But I couldn't
my
figure out
Akino
who it
to
was.
the gladiator set because she actually can use it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Acheron.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Acheron.
not Acheron. Alcino, yes. Why do I always assume like the first word, then my mind will always just replace the back side of the word with like my brain what associated with the first word? The hell?
Man.
Yeah, so I think how she works is you press her E, you have to shoot 3 times, and then you have to dash once.
You know the lolly shigeri dance?
No.
Ah, damn it. It kind of looks exactly like that, man.
I'll go search it up later. Yeah, so she shoots 3 times. You see how she gains bond of life for each shot, right? Then you're supposed to dash. Then it will unleash a AoE.
Like
and,
dash?
No,
Like
no,
this?
press E again. Press E again.
Oh, yeah.
After that,
Okay.
her dash is her E.
Normally, I'm used to lurking
1,
in the
2,
shadows
3,
on the
So
stage
you have
and
3 bond of
spying
life,
on
and
other
you can just dash. Like
So,
as soon as you have full stacks of bond of
was
life, you'll see
strange.
AoE done at the
Feeling
location.
like
that's
I was
cool,
the
eh.
one being
Yeah, that's
spied
why.
on this time.
That's
Whoa.
basically only what I figured
Yeah,
out.
they have master shit 3 shots there.
Yeah, she loads 3 shots. Yeah, and then she
Isn't she-
just times it correctly, I think.
Isn't she using a flintlock? What the hell?
Yes. Yes. She has just 3 musket bolts loaded inside, and then she just comes out at different timing.
Interesting.
Yes, totally.
Or someone just took a disliking to me for no real reason. Sometimes you can like one person and dislike another for equally
Damn.
pointless reasons.
Oh my god. Very
Anyway,
soon we can make
it
Team
was just a
Miracle.
momentary stink eye, that's all. Nothing for you to worry about. Okay, problem solved. I'm gonna take this envelope and go home now. You have destroyed this work of art. Step down from the leading role at once.
Damn.
Based on the tone, I'd say
Wait,
threat
wait,
letter is
I'll
right.
read the rest later. Oh shit, I need to gather some starfish after this one.
I have one.
Yeah. It's okay, I just left a bit only. 120 something. Oops, didn't do that.
I don't think we're gonna find any more clues here. Yes, let's. Whatever destroyed means, it could have something to do with the original script that Farina mentioned.
Ow.
Also, I'm gonna have to ask you to stick around a while longer.
I
Okay,
can't
now it
believe how well the
settles.
whole Lynette's debut acting role thing worked out. Even
It
the
settles good.
avant-garde box
Probably
office
not.
is lapping it up.
All I know is, like, I think you have to cause a reaction or something, and he can shoot his, like, powerful shot. Like, if you charge out his attack, he has a second.
Holy shit. That takes 5 years.
Yeah. I'm pretty
Hey,
sure then you can shoot again. You can shoot again after you cause a reaction with that first one.
Uh,
Yeah, just go back to him and see if you can charge attack. Like, it's
Ah.
faster now. Pretty sure it was like 3 shots or something. I'm not sure though, but I know
Yeah.
this can pierce. Oh no, it's 4, maybe 5. That was fast.
I have no clue. Ow.
How could I ever have doubted you? If you hadn't stuck to your guns and kept sending those invitations, this opportunity would
The
have
annoying thing is he can't move at all.
passed us by.
Yes, I agree, but I think it's a trade-off that you get after the piercing shot. Like if you let it
Really?
charge fully like that, like holy shit.
The damage is so bad though for like how long it takes.
Yeah, true, but he's a 4-star.
All Arcana has to do is walk and press left click one time to do all that damage he just did.
See? I told you.
Oh,
All the
wait,
times
he can
she
do that?
refused in the past.
Oh, I didn't know he
were
can
all
do
the
that.
more reason
I didn't even
to
know
keep
what I did.
inviting
Okay.
her. Because
I think
it
after
turns
his
into a
reaction, he
big
can
talking
just auto
point.
attack. Oh, so maybe he auto attacks more.
Can you
I don't know.
imagine if you'd gone with Jillian?
Cause-
You'd have been
cause
lucky
such
to get
attack units
half the
kinda
ticket
suck,
sales you've ended
honestly.
up with.
Okay.
True. Well,
Like, Ganyu is the
Jillian
best
still
that-
needs to get a
that's
few
there.
more
Got the
productions under her
And she's
belt.
falling off because of that. No, because they're practically forced to run a shoot unit.
Do you have a moment, Director Mario?
Oh! Ah, if it isn't the star of the show! We were just talking about you. Hmm? Oh, and is that the legendary traveler with you? I'm guessing you're here
No,
to
why is my
discuss the
sword not
show with the
falling? Okay,
director.
yeah, man, whatever.
Oh, you're a talented and hardworking actress, Lynette. It's no wonder you're getting such rave reviews. I'll leave you artists to discuss your work in peace. Maryu, make sure you give your star performer and her friend your full
Oh yeah,
attention.
Melissa is C6 also. Eh? Yeah, Melissa's
Congratulations.
nah, that's
I
okay,
certainly will.
I think it's like C3.
Lynette carries the fortunes of our entire troop on her shoulders.
Almost 4 years later.
Yeah.
Mr. Maloney, an investor.
I could make my
something, I
Barba
think.
C6 from the shop now,
I've never asked him.
but nah.
What the fuck?
Wait, have you gotten CC by the way? I keep forgetting.
TT, yeah, I got TT when pulling from freaking cheap card.
It's okay.
Who is? Can't remember, but yeah, I do have TT.
I mean, it took you quite some time to get.
What
Three
can I
years
do
ago.
for the two of you?
Yeah,
I'm
that was very
afraid
lucky,
I'll
I
have
guess.
to dash soon as I'm meeting some friends from the newspaper. Otherwise, I'd love to stay longer.
Yeah, when pulling for Farina, that's when I got
Ah.
TT.
We heard that the original script
He
for
done
The Lost
exit
Puppet
stitch
was
out
quite
comics.
different from the final show. I'm kind of curious to know what the protagonist was like in that version.
Oh,
That's exclamation mark.
well, this is a
They
surprise.
added a new domain.
I didn't think you'd be
Don't
interested
know.
in that sort of thing.
Okay, whatever. It's fine.
It's not uncommon for scripts to
Mm.
undergo major
Okay, time to
changes
pull.
as they're being
Let's go.
brought to the
Japanese standard pull.
stage.
Okay, nope.
But I'm afraid there's
Let's
not
go.
much to tell
Okay,
you
let
in
me
this
before
case.
we
The
begin, let me just
protagonist has stayed the same from
let me just
beginning
import all my
to
current stuff.
end. A mechanical puppet with a bumbling body but a
Windows.
sensitive soul. A stranger in time who doesn't belong. There's no doubt about it. You are the protagonist, and the protagonist is you. The success of one is the success of the other, and that's what made this show an artistic triumph.
Sorry, you've lost me. Can you put it in plain words?
All right then. Delving deep in the search of core truths is the job of an artist, after all.
Alright,
You shouldn't
a
give
moment,
your
I guess.
attention to early drafts of the script, Lynette. All it would do is sow confusion where you
I don't
already
think I
have
should have any
clarity.
PP. Oh yeah, Furina Banner's on the next house, yeah. 'Cause I haven't got her
Yeah,
CP.
very nice. I'm not even gonna get her C2. She's working fine as is. Screw that shit.
I need double check us. Oh wait, oh yeah,
Current
C2 enables
script
her to
is
get
the
more
final
health.
version because
so
it
that you
is
can
the
just
best
put everything
version,
in there.
and your
Yeah.
performance
Energy
best
recharge
brings
or
that script to
Yeah,
life.
okay, I need a 90
Why, if it
more.
weren't for
Okay, let's
you,
go.
90?
I doubt any
Nine,
audience
9.
would give
Oh.
our show the time
It is
of day.
19, yes.
Yeah, okay.
What letter? Oh my goodness!
So now I'm just
Destroyed
hoping
this
for a
work
C6
of
settles,
art.
even though I'm probably never gonna
Really?
use him.
Well, Director Mario,
But it's okay.
any idea who might have written it?
Boom.
How much is this now?
29.
It wasn't the other one that? Oh no, because yours 19.
Yeah.
No!
Oh, there you
Who
go.
on earth would write such
wow.
nonsense?
There you go. Oh wow. Hey, I immediately
many?
broke the 50-50 for the poster.
Absolutely not!
39.
Without
I don't
Lynette,
know.
this show would be over.
But honestly, if I don't get it, it's
Everyone's
fine.
hard work would go to waste. No,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
okay,
way
right?
that this
Yeah.
is someone from the troupe.
It's just that in the future banner, if it's the 4-star, right? Every time I pull him, it's a guaranteed
Yeah,
refund.
maybe
Basically.
Jillian could
basically.
fill in for me for a while.
So for me right now, Bennett and Toma, yeah.
What? No way, out of the question. The protagonist has to be played by Lynette. Jillian can't.
Okay, 49.
She's just
Oof, what's my
not what
average
the
5-star?
audience is
Okay,
looking
55. So,
This is
so technically,
above
technically on the next 10 pull, I should get based on my own statistics, but
I've
by
got it.
game it should be
It's a
about 3 more.
competitor. Yes, this letter must be from a competitor of ours who's
I don't know
trying
why
to
they
get
need to
under
give me that,
Lynette's
but,
skin.
Nope, okay. So soft pity this.
You can't lie.
Yeah, never mind.
though.
The last
That's just
like,
what they
few
want
pulls I
you
got
to
quite
do.
lucky because
The
Alakino.
moment you step back from performing, they'll put their rumor mill into
My
overdrive
Alakino
and
pulls
drag
was
us
like
through
what?
the mud.
7, then
They're
80,
just
then
waiting for
CC
their
was
chance
11,
to
then
kick
Alakino
us
again
while we're
30.
down.
Maybe that's why it's 50. So since you didn't get it on your like first 10, you'll be like, oh, now you're gonna get it at 80.
A
Yeah.
competitor?
My last like 5-star, right?
Really?
Only one of them was at 80. The rest of them was
Yeah, other Chino,
11
bro.
and
What the
under.
f,
Yeah.
man?
Mine was damn lucky.
Definitely. Those lowlifes. Slander
Oh,
and libel are all their specialties. They drown out the truth with a flood of misinformation. And they stop
Oh, yeah,
at
there might be a
nothing
chance I don't
once
even
they
get a
get
weapon.
riled up.
Might be a chance. What's my weapon PP at? 0. Okay.
There's so many of them out there. Fame always seems to
And again-
attract haters. No
Wow.
matter what you do to try and keep
Fame
everyone
forever.
happy. But don't worry, I will
lost
get to
already.
the bottom of this.
It's probably a 70. Yeah.
Stay strong, Lynette, and
Oh,
keep
there
up
you
the
go.
good work on stage. I have to go and meet
It should
my
be
friends from the
79, I think.
newspapers now, but rest assured, I'll be discussing countermeasures with them.
Oh
So,
yeah, let's go.
a
Did you feel the
competitor,
50-50?
huh?
Another one.
Mm,
Another one.
I kinda doubt it.
I doubt
We've dealt with those
No.
types before.
Yeah.
Usually
It's
their
all
goal
good.
is to steal our
Yeah,
venue
it's
for their
a
own show
Bender.
or to cover
Ah,
up a
the
scandal
scam.
by planting a story
Yeah.
to
You're gonna
divert public
reverse.
attention.
Nah, it's okay. First try. Let's go.
Sure.
Oh no.
But at the
I
moment,
think I need one more Lithic Spear, so
I
it's
don't think
fine.
anyone's got a reason to do any of that stuff.
Bruh.
Let alone pull a stunt like this.
What the
Nice
fuck?
A threat letter
stringless.
is
Why the fuck
quite
is Gummy here?
extreme.
Ah, Gummy, amazing.
Besides,
And now some
when I
Korean
felt
guy
that evil
requested.
stare,
Oh,
I'm
to farm
pretty
the...
sure it was coming from somewhere
Oh, really?
backstage. I'm actually more concerned about
Ooh.
Maryu. When I mentioned Jillian, his reaction was pretty
I want game, I
unusual.
just need Lithic Spear. Oh my god, stop giving me sex sword, bro. I
Especially
have
since
like 50
Maloney
of those,
mentioned that
man.
the initial plan was to
Probably not,
cast
but...
Jillian as the lead.
Oh, well.
Sounds like there was an original protagonist as well as an original script. I
Okay,
should probably go talk
13.
to her. Yep. She told me she lives in the Flow of Sandra.
Oh, what the fuck? How am I getting characters in the weapon banner?
Feminine, it's so weird, bro.
I'm building Constellation, guys. What the fuck?
Go to the flip side.
It's okay, it's paid gems time though. Oh, it's 40. Oh,
And it's a scam. Play
yeah.
WWs. Play the boobas. Get guaranteed. This game is bullshit.
Lol.
Lynette? What are you doing? You're not welcome here.
I've been to the Flow of Sandra
Yeah,
plenty
the
of
false
times
weapons
before.
are actually cracked
And this is
in
the
this
first I'm
banner.
hearing about me not being
Miss
welcome.
Dave, yeah, honestly, maybe only accept Grave Sword because like
Sex sword is also not bad.
set Grave Sword I don't think is useful on too many people.
Really? I don't know. It's gone. I
I
don't
only
know.
know
Maybe
Beidou, bro.
Beidou.
That's it.
No.
That I know of. Because the rest are all DPS.
True, I
Things
guess.
are different around here.
What the
You
fuck?
might be used to
Oh.
a crowd of bootlicking morons
I'm
fawning
just
over
pulling.
you
Why am
wherever
I
you
getting so
go.
much Fontaine
But
on
not
like the
jealous.
fourth, like the
Yeah.
4.0 characters?
We
I have
know what you are.
A game giving it out as constellation prize.
50.
Bootlicking
Or was it 60
morons.
dollars?
I don't know. I've never met this kid before.
Gina,
Oh,
stop that.
stringless. Yes,
Go
more
home now.
stringless. Wow, double 4 stars. Let's go.
Jillian!
No buts. How many times do I have to tell you? That had nothing to do with Lynette. If you don't leave right now, I swear I'll never invite you to one of my shows ever again.
Hey, go 5 star. It should be 60 or 70.
I see.
If it's in the mid, if it appear in the middle, right? Then it means it's soft PT. Then it should be 70.
Just because Lady Farina speaks highly of you,
Oh no, no.
doesn't mean you're all that.
What does this sword do? No.
Honestly, maybe you can give it to her. Increase 4% elemental element. Obtain damage dealt by normal attacks and skill. Oh, but you need EM. I don't think she skills off EM, so.
Yeah. Okay, I can give it to somebody else.
I'm so sorry.
Tenpu,
Gina's
let's go.
always been a strong-willed child.
Bam.
That's why I never let her visit me at work.
Nope. Let's keep it
It's okay. I have younger siblings too, so I get it.
It's okay, let me just
She's in her.
not use
If you let
page gems
angsty
for
kids get you riled up, they'll drain all your energy. So don't worry.
You have way
I
more
won't
than
let
me,
it
bro.
get to me.
I do, but like, I'm not using them for anything, so it's fine.
Are you gonna save
Well,
all
the
that for like
situation's
day
a
sleep
little
or
different
something?
in this case, but
I
still,
don't think so.
Thank you. So, what brings you to the Flu of Sandra?
We heard about it from Maloney. He said you were originally
Okay,
supposed to play the lead.
Maybe it's 30.
Maloney, huh? Of course he couldn't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
I never mentioned it
but
because
that doesn't
Director
mean
Maryu was very clear that I mustn't let any of it affect you. What's this?
Hey, 40, come on, bam, early. Nope. Ooh. Hey, but come on though.
I
Can you
don't
drop one
know,
Lithic Spear for fuck's sake?
Who would do something like
It's better
this?
than the 5 star right now, man.
Oh, bruh.
Don't be scared, Jillian. Just tell us what you know.
Okay. I'll try.
Oh my god, that long. I feel like I got like an R6.
It's true. I was originally cast as the lead in Lina's puppet.
You're getting every single new character, bro.
I feel like a max refined sex sword already and over.
I've worked with director Mary Yu many times before, but only in minor roles. The audiences
Right,
and
more
critics.
stuff to go.
Oh,
never
bro, your
had much to
freaking
say
chat
about
is in
it.
the middle of the
Nothing
screen.
terrible
Really?
and
Oh,
nothing
yes. Wait,
amazing either.
I thought it
Oh,
was from Earth. It's gone dead now.
yeah. I think it's only like 5 seconds.
Oh my god, stop giving me sex sword. For fuck's sake. Oh,
A
Dory,
few
you
months
butt.
ago, Mary Yu
What
started
the
working
hell?
on a new show.
Why are you getting
Getting
so
so
many
One said it
characters?
was
Yeah.
asked him if I
what
could
the
take the
fuck
leading
is
role.
this?
He was hesitant, but he
Stop
agreed
giving
to
me
let me try
sex
for the part.
sword game for fuck's
We did a
sake.
few rehearsals,
There's some
everything seemed
souls
to be
out there
going
that's stuck
okay.
with R1
But
sex sword
then...
like Sincho means, bro.
There's been a change of plan, Jillian. The leading role
There we go. But there's
will
still a
now
chance to
be
fail.
played by
Which that was suck
Lynette.
balls, but oh well.
Lynette?
No!
But
Are you kidding me?
she always turns these things
Welcome
down,
to
doesn't
my
she?
world, bro. I got the 2 donuts. Actually, not donuts, lah.
Oh my god, read.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, let's keep this okay.
Yeah, I got the 2 things for Baiju, bro. Fuck,
No,
if I got
it's
Furina's
okay.
weapon. So cancer.
Okay. Oh my god, I have exactly enough for soft PT.
Holy.
And that's why we cannot afford to waste this opportunity.
Okay, I'm
Jillian,
guaranteed the weapon also. Oh,
I
what?
understand how you must be
Yeah,
feeling.
like, surprisingly, I think my Yanfei is
But
surprisingly low
next time,
constellation.
the lead will be yours.
Despite the fact that she's quite old character already.
I promise.
I was incredibly
Okay, game.
disappointed
So the
at
Lipstick
first.
Sphere is so much
But I
harder to
also
get,
know
apparently.
full well that I don't have Lynette's star
I
power.
got 2 5-star weapons before that. Bruh.
The luck is balancing out.
Without Lynette, how could we ever convince people
You
to
just
pay
have to
money
think
go
about
and
this
see a
as the luck balancing
mastermind
out from
show?
Arlecchino.
Yeah,
And if the
no
show was a flop with me in the leading role,
Makes
how would I
sense. I
answer
mean,
to the
this gems that I'm
director and
using
the
right now
rest
is
of the
meant for...
cast?
The gems that I'm using right now is actually for Arlecchino.
Wait, how do you have 2 bots? And he
I
already
don't
got
know.
silenced.
Then, I got to meet you
I
on
got the
stage and
Automa, I
found
think,
that you're
so.
really down to earth. In a way that not many
Oh wait, no, I think I
celebrities
put the
are.
chat 10 seconds.
You were kind to everyone,
Finally!
and your performance wasn't bad. Whatever disappointment I had left at that point, I certainly wasn't about to take it out on you.
Finally, I got the Lytic Spear.
By wasn't bad, you
What should
mean
be
it
like
wasn't
S5
great
over 10,
either.
or like one more shot actually.
So,
That'd be
I'm
sad.
guessing Mariu changed the script to simplify the protagonist. Make her a dumbed-down version of the mechanical puppet that I could actually play.
He did
yes,
make
we
some
should.
changes
Bro, this
to the
this is
script.
literally the
yes.
4-star character banner for me. What the fuck?
The random 4-star character banner.
Actually, bro, what
one
the
of the
freak?
other actors. He likes to collect Dr. Mariu's old drafts because he hopes to be a director himself one day. He
I'm
also
gonna get
lives
next
nearby.
fucking
I
Shangling
can
or
arrange for you to
something.
meet him at the tavern.
Makes sense. I always see him talking to Mariu.
Okay, to the tavern.
Okay, my next temple should be a 5-star.
Still though, this is like exceeding like
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Jillian brought me up to speed on the situation. I'm here to help however I can. Here, this is the
And there we
script
go,
you're after.
5-star, we get it. The weapon, yeah.
finally.
That's always the way with pen and paper drafts. Even the final script is full of last-minute
Oh,
changes by the
actually quite
director.
late. It's off PT. They have them.
There should be a cleaner copy of the original script in here somewhere. Sorry, it's all a bit mixed up. I just
No,
grabbed
back
the
to
whole
being broke.
stack of papers
Actually,
since I was in a
guess at
rush.
14,000.
14k, we're still enough for like close to
Enough,
90.
yeah.
No problem.
Let's see, who
Now
is
activating
SWAT
search
unit
mode.
that can use
I'll go
this
through one
sword?
page at a time.
Technically, I could give it to Dendro Traveler.
Suppose, yeah, you could.
Then the other one I can give to like who's that? Koki Shinobu.
105.
Yeah, I could give it to Koki Shinobu. Oh. Once again, how much starfish do I need? Let me just up my consumption, everybody. Oh, my primary is C6 because of that, Lamar.
Amazing.
Oh my god, it's the first time I got so many random ass constellations. Okay, let's check. Nah, Mexico Idol. Let's check what materials I need for her. Does Honey Hunter say exactly how much?
165, no?
Okay.
Not 165. 165 is after you do trial. It's 168.
160, yeah. Okay, I got 142. Up time to starfish farming time.
Oh, barely failed. No.
Okay, let's read a kit first before I do anything.
Dude, I failed so many. No.
The protagonist returns to the ruins where she began and performs a dance in honor of her deceased
gosh.
companions. She dances until her joints have rusted stiff and mechanical parts are falling from her body. Yep. That's not something a novice could hope to pull off after just a few months of rehearsals.
Before swiftly evading and striking with sabers and siren once dealing AoE electric damage. Okay.
It's just damage. It's a damage out because most of our damage comes from
Skill, I guess.
an E.
Yeah. After a party member triggers an electro-related reaction against opponent electro damage dealt by Chlorine's normal attack. Yeah.
Frankly, I think that the original script is much better, and the original lead is the best fit.
Wait, does Chlorine's econs as normal attack?
Jillian, shall I go tell Mariu to put you back in the leading role?
You can check the see talents, right?
Yeah. Holy shit, they
Are you
fucking...
serious? But the next show is at the
Why are
Opera
they
at the
turning this into
Class.
fucking like
It's
novel?
such a
What the
huge
fuck?
opportunity.
Such a long paragraph.
The last entire paragraph is just
Yeah,
text,
the last one is
fluff
text, yeah.
But not such a rare one for me, though, right?
Oh, yes, it's okay.
That's different. This isn't you as part
If
of a
current world
magic
life equals
duo.
to 100%
It's a chance to
HP, her
star
crit
as
rate
the
will
main
increase
character in a
by
show.
10%.
You'll reach
Dang.
whole new heights of fame.
Fame in small doses has its perks, but too much and I'll get overloaded. But if you play the lead, the fame will be yours, and I get to be free. Sounds like a win-win, don't you think?
Current's passive.
It'll never work. There's no way Director
Oh,
Mariu
she
or
has the same
Maloney
passive
would
as
ever
Lynette.
agree
Okay,
to
that's
it.
perfect.
Hey, congratulations.
The set for Act 4 would need to change, as would
But
all
why?
the marketing
No,
materials.
she's probably like
And
the
that would
last
mean
14
asking Maloney
character.
for a lot more
Emily, I
Mora.
guess.
Yeah.
Changing actors at the last minute is just too risky. If anything went wrong, it could bankrupt the whole troupe. Plus,
Well, honestly,
Maloney's
Emily looks
friends
like-
have already published
Oh,
a
Sam
ton
of
of
the wrong
articles
direction,
saying how
but-
this is the role that Lynette
Emily
is going
kind
to
of looks
play.
like she's from
No one else can
Sumeru,
play the protagonist now.
Academia.
She is too.
She is? I thought she's Fontaine. I thought she's a perfume. I thought she's a perfume maker based on Fontaine.
Wait. I'm confused, but I think she was though. Whatever lah.
I don't know. We don't know any.
We don't know where she comes out.
If Lynette quit the show and I took her place? If Lynette left, they'd sooner stop the whole show than let me take her place.
Stop the whole show? But all the people in the troupe, months and months of everyone's hard work would all be for nothing.
I didn't even put artifact on her. Then I expected her to do damage. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh my god, I needed to pass the check for the other one. Oh no. And success!
Wow.
Still a success. Holy shit.
You do? What is it?
I don't know. What the hell do we do?
That's a bold plan. I'm in.
You know, it's a little crazy, but it might actually work.
No way.
Alright, let me
It's not worth taking such a
let me
huge
just
risk
pass
just
this
for a
clip on
chance
her.
to be in the spotlight.
What the freak?
There's no data configuration because nobody has her out yet, so.
For fuck's sake, bro.
Jillian, you
Can the
said
game just
before,
like anga
whatever
manga?
disappointment I had left,
Oh,
it
as in
wasn't
not
about to
as
take
long.
out on you. In other words, that disappointment is still there, but you've kept it bottled
Minor
up inside.
It's more creepy, more.
Be honest. You still hope to play the leading role, don't you?
But the thought of putting so many people out just for my sake?
You think they'd be put out? That's not how I see it.
Jillian, you were more dedicated than anyone during the rehearsals for the original
Interesting
script.
stat lines, eh?
We all saw how hard you worked for this
Not
role.
bad. Not great, but not bad.
Of
I'll need to
course.
upgrade her weapon though.
And I think you know that
course
unless we decide to make a stand here,
Oh my god, the
the
crit rate, the
path
crit
we're on is
demonstration is
only
so
going
high.
to
The
take
freak.
us further and further from our dreams, all of us. So take it from me,
course I need to
you
upgrade
would
her
not
weapon.
be
It's alright.
putting us out. Not one
Let's see,
bit.
can I upgrade her weapon?
You guys...
Oh yeah, finally, Joshua, you don't have to throw shit now.
Yeah, they increased it, right? Woo.
Let's do it. I
Oh
will
no,
play my
I don't
part.
think I have mats.
Oh, she uses that mats. Oh, by the way, I purchased like way too many. Apparently, the sigil shop now sells weapon materials for sigils. I bought 73 of those, so now I have like
Wait, they're allowed to buy that?
150.
Wait, they're allowed to buy that much?
Yeah, but it's the green version.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yes!
It's like,
I
bruh.
knew you'd come around.
I was like, wasted all my sigils. I was like,
I'll
so
let the rest of the
pissed
troupe
because I
know,
didn't see
and we'll
Kevin.
start preparing immediately.
It's fine.
Wonderful.
There's no use for the sigils.
Yeah, I know there isn't, but like still, so I feel like it's a waste.
Wait,
Do you buy out the shop?
what about the
Not
threat
buy
letter?
out, I bought out like
Do you
as
have
much
any
as I
idea
can.
who sent
That
it?
one is just a reoccurring one.
Oh, you can
Like the
refresh.
Mora one, yeah.
As long as we stick
Oh,
to
I mean
the
that
plan,
one. I mean,
I'll
ignoring
give up
that
the lead
part,
role,
but you can
so
buy
it
out all
won't
the
matter
limited
anymore,
items, right?
right?
Yeah, I can buy out the other items. Because it's 100% 14. Imagine if they don't.
But surely you want to know who it's from.
No,
If they're out there
really,
and no
like,
one's
like
keeping an eye on
200%,
them,
you miss that one
what if they
chest, so you
come
cannot
looking for
buy out the shop.
Yeah. Used to be.
I doubt they will.
I guess the
It's
interesting
supposed
way
to be
to
a
travel.
threat, but they didn't even say what would happen if I don't meet their demands. Plus, the handwriting is kinda childish. Doesn't look like a
Karen, the
professional
other,
intimidator to me.
the technically effective way to travel. You just
Who knows? Maybe it was just
it's
a
like
fan
it's
of
like
yours
another
having a
character
moment.
in Stario, you know. Akron, but actually it moves the same speed as sprinting. But this one got stamina.
a fan of me?
Maybe there's someone
what
out
the
there
freak?
who really appreciates your talent.
Oh well,
Even in the supporting roles.
because that will probably never come anytime soon. But I should probably clear my Fontaine this month. The 6 months I'm going to army. So what? It's 2 weeks confinement, right?
2 weeks confinement.
Alright.
You're going school 5, yeah?
Yeah, the Yalti there.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Bro, you know, I saw the
It's
news
getting
recently, like
late.
fucking a power
We should be
outage
leaving.
caused the MRT to not work at that station specifically.
Oh.
I'm like, how
God.
convenient. But I don't
Come
know.
on.
I think my parents might be fetching me. I don't know.
I see.
Hopefully, if the MRT is down. But it was caused by a lightning strike, so it should be repaired very easily.
I'm such an idiot. Sorry for manhandling you. You looked like you were seconds away from figuring out who sent the letter, so I had to act fast. Nothing gets past you.
And I hope the next region don't have like a lot of like exploration.
Just because
Since
Lady
it's the
Farina
land
speaks
of,
highly
like,
of you,
by the god of war or something.
doesn't mean you're all that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will, because they did tease Netland to have like all these kind of new animals for you to use to explore.
Animals?
Yeah, teased during the live stream. He's not.
Oh, this is live stream. So.
Yeah, then there's stuff. The animals I think you can probably turn into.
I'm so sorry.
Them.
Gina's always been a strong-willed
So what?
child.
Oh, you
That's
control
why I never
animals.
let her visit me at work.
Oh, they took the echo mechanic.
Maybe.
like actually. Wrong button.
I guess she must have snuck into the drinks reception and overheard our conversation with Farina.
It's quite effective travel
She
method because it doesn't
idolizes
use
Julian,
stamina. So.
both as an older sister and an actress. And she watched as the dream role Jillian had been waiting to play for so long got snatched away from her by some amateur who's never acted before. To make matters worse, all the critics were hailing this amateur as a perfect fit for the role, and even Fontaine's former biggest star was praising her abilities. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, getting angry at angsty teenagers is draining. Besides, if it was my younger brother or sister and they found out I'd been treated unfairly or had an opportunity stolen from me, they'd definitely do something far worse. I was in Jillian's position once. Back when Linny and I were starting out, before we got famous, we just had to take things a day at a time. Doing our shows, slowly trying to build up our reputation.
I really hear you sing it.
Then how much my client that how much damage my client would do with decent stat line.
I'm pretty sure your decent stat line, kind of requires her to be funded.
Just a level a bit low, yeah.
I'm pretty sure her weapon as well, but
Yeah, weapon's level 60, so close enough.
It's okay.
So I can understand Gina's frustration. Still, she could definitely use some pro tips on how to write a threat letter.
Well, what is a level 1 versus level 90?
No,
the damage
the way
reduction
she
is
looks at
crazy.
me is indignant, frustrated,
It's
but
not
not
that
malicious.
Yeah.
Plus, she didn't even try to hide how she felt.
Oh, she can charge attack. Oh.
Whoever was giving me that evil stare was backstage.
Come on, the cheat code.
Blending into the crowd at a drinks reception is one thing, but trying to blend in backstage, where everyone's on high alert waiting to be called on stage, would be a
You need
lot
more
more
bond of
difficult.
life, I think.
Yeah. It's up for talents to get the bond of life.
We'll find out who it is before too long. In 2 days' time, at the next show, I think it will become very clear.
Okay, it's just Thanos died.
On that note, guess I'll see you at the Opera House. Bye for now.
Hey, 4 o'clock tomorrow. This feels like a very long quest.
Long. Oh my god, finally with this current thing. Army here is so much convenient.
Oh wait, 2 days, goddammit.
No.
I see that thing floating around, like that wave that was going around that circular thing just now.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have like jellyfish to blow that up together.
Yeah, I know. Because I did it on somebody's world. I thought I did it on my world. I was like, I can't see that back. No, I'm short of 3 somewhere.
Oh.
Let's go up. Okay, never mind, it's not up, right? Yeah, it's up.
Time to go.
Why can't I see it? Oh, whatever, I'll just go to another spot where I know it's...
Wait, did I get... Yeah, I fully unlocked the fountain. That's why it has this...
I kinda wish like that the left click for the sibling grabs items.
Oh. I guess it's more of an attack rather than like a functional utility thing.
I mean, you can still power, so I don't see why not.
Also, oh wait, I was talking to just like what else?
Yeah, exactly enough time to GF. And now the question is, what boss map does she use? Because I didn't pre-farm.
Oh, you're here! Lynette and Jillian are busy getting ready, so please come with me.
Ah, yes, the unicorn person. The one at the event and I hate the most.
Your tried burning.
That puppet in the
Yeah.
middle. Is that Lynette? She's so pretty.
It's starting. Keep your voice down.
Wow, I thought it would be hard to follow, but in the end, it was actually very clear.
Even though her face was expressionless and she didn't speak the whole time,
And
I
don't
felt
know,
like
man,
I
the
could
invisible
really
wings
understand how the
not simple
protagonist was
Omega
feeling.
Honestly, I feel like it might fit the second wing better.
Yeah.
Color scheme wise, I think that one fits her better. And that one is all good.
Oh. I mean, I'm fucking bro. Eh, why Mahina passed away also?
Director Mariu really is a master of his craft. And so is the actress in the lead role.
I have a friend who saw the show on the opening day. They thought the critics overstated how good it was, but I gotta say, the protagonist is incredible.
I can't believe it's only been a few days since the last show. Lynette's improved so much. Just wow! I'm speechless. Words simply cannot do justice to the sheer excellence we witnessed from Lynette on stage today.
Your penchant for the hyperbolic strikes again, Almery. Clearly, you weren't at a loss for words when you were writing your article. I saw you hand it to the journalist. Trying to get your critique
Oh yeah,
into the
Resin
papers the
Cap
moment the
209
show
looks
is
so good.
over, are you?
Yes, nice.
Well, you know how it is. The early critics get
And
all
yeah, I
the
hate how it doesn't
reins.
show where's the
Wouldn't you
commission
agree,
anymore. You just
Mariu?
press like this.
I just see Sumeru on top.
Yeah. You see like that. I rather just the symbol. I don't want to read shit. Because it's also so small.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Ah, the first half was a huge success. Even I could tell the acting was top tier.
My apologies, Mr. Maloney. Please excuse me for a second. I need to have a little talk with my actors.
Oh, very well. Hey, while you're at it, this might be a good time to talk future collaborations with Lynette.
Oh yeah, have you ever gotten the bouncing
Are
mushroom?
you
and
guys
just
sure
jump
this
in
is
the
gonna
shit
work?
then-
What if
No,
Director
that would be
Mariu
freaking
pushes back?
impossible.
Someone did it
I
before,
know,
like
I
that.
saw. Bruh, the bar of luck and cry for that, man.
We're already halfway there. We can't back
What the
out
fuck, you even
now.
jump on the mushroom?
All we need to do is stick to the plan.
Oh, what the fuck? No, it broke it. I didn't then, yeah.
What is this plan that you're so intent on hiding from me, hmm?
Yeah, but then insane.
Director Mariu!
Why is this a commission?
I
so
I
weird.
thought you were
hard.
talking to Maloney and the critics.
Maybe we need to move this now for us.
Korantan and
I mean,
Armory have
there's also
both
like
finished
coffee
their
making,
articles.
bro. I
I
thought
went to
we're
greet
supposed
them
to
as
like
a mere
exterminate things
formality,
or like
but you seem to have availed yourselves
like
of my
help with
absence
people's
during the
problems.
first half to define
That like they cannot
Someone
deliver this.
commissioned you to have fun.
done.
Yeah, bro. Then another one, someone
Was that
commission
really
you to do a
Lynette playing the
fucking day
lead
job
role?
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the coffee one.
Like what?
Ta-da!
Like why can't he make the coffee himself? And I think, and then the funny part is because he said he was busy, but the whole time he's just
Director Mariu?
watching you do it.
I was the one playing the lead role just now.
I switched costumes and masks with Jillian so that I could be the protagonist's companion and stay out of the limelight.
Lynette, why on earth would you do this?
You know my acting is amateur.
That's like those
The
fights
only
in
reason
daily
I'm being
commissions.
seen as a pro,
Alakina just
let alone a
casually pets them.
pioneer, is because you have critics supporting the show. If they'd seen me in the leading role during the first half, they wouldn't be expecting anything more. But what happens
Yeah,
now that they've seen Jillian in the role? If you force me to play the lead in the second half, they'll be wondering, why is the actress suddenly giving such an underwhelming performance right at the climax of the whole story? These are just some of the questions that will be on everyone's minds during the second half. And those questions will follow them out the doors of the theater after the show ends. There's only one way for you to save your reputation, and that's to keep Jillian as the lead all the way to the end.
Absolutely not. I'd sooner announce that we're having technical difficulties and need to stop the show. If I keep Jillian as the lead for the second half, what do you think will happen in the curtain call when she takes her mask off?
No.
Everyone will see that we've changed actors.
Oh, he died.
What will your fans think? They're only here because of you. And what about all the critics who support you? If we get on the wrong side of them, it'll be the death of the whole show. There'd be tickets to refund, fines to pay for breach of contract. The whole troupe's hard work would go down the drain.
Oh, yeah, you know,
Don't you see how much this would cost us?
in WoW, you can interrupt the tether, but
Oh, you can? I don't know. I
yeah.
know you can. Jump by jumping, I see.
Yeah, I think you can just press your other tether like your normal.
Oh.
Yeah, you're tethering to a point, so.
I see.
And even then, right,
You
let's
can't
say you're
just take a
tethering, then you
job
see
on a
another
whim,
tether point
then
you want to
abandon
change,
your
like, you want to change
responsibility
direction,
the
right?
moment you don't
You can
feel
do that
like
also.
doing it anymore. You're playing games with other people's
But
hopes
you're
and
just,
dreams.
you're just stuck there.
Director Mariu, please. You're not being fair to Lynette.
Eh? Am I the commissioner? Eh, what? Am I blind as fuck?
Actually,
Where's the commission?
Jillian, he's half right.
Oh,
I did kind
at
of
the age
take this
Sumeru,
on a
no wonder I
whim.
cannot see. Oh my god, I hate this one.
Oh yeah, I have to travel like 10 years to get across it.
What the
But
bro?
my responsibility here is making sure you get back the role that belongs to you.
Okay, Florent time.
And I guess part of that responsibility lies with me, considering I badgered you into accepting the job. Sorry I'm a little late to the show. Work's been keeping me
timing is so
pretty
weird
busy
now.
lately.
Wait, if you use Nahida just now, there's like a tether point thing that you could have used.
Huh? What?
Like at the start, at your what is it called?
TP?
Yeah, at your TP, there was that plant thing where you can hit with Dendro and you will have give you like those star things.
Oh.
It's at the edge of the cliff, it's not.
Oh, that was like halfway there, yeah.
Lenny?
It brings you all the way.
What do you
Basically just to the
want?
top only.
Do you think you can
Oh.
snap your fingers and make all my problems magically disappear?
That might be a little tricky, but instead, I could make something else magically appear.
What's this?
A draft complaint letter, my contract, your
But all the
legal
way you
fees,
have to defeat
reimbursement for the
2M, right?
tickets,
So what the
and
fuck?
an advance on the penalty
Like, what are
fee
they
for
trying to
breach
do
of
here?
contract.
Start civilization? The fuck?
And why does the person who commissioned you care about that?
Yeah, exactly. There's no one living here. Maybe in Aranara.
Mr. Mariu, I'm stepping down from the leading role, regardless
them
of whether
close
you
at the
choose to
commission,
cancel the
so
rest
respect
of
to the
today's
boss.
show.
If you do suffer unforeseen financial losses from this,
Have to
you're
beat the
free
shit
to
out of him
seek
for like the
damages
next
as
half
per
an
the
hour.
contract. And if you want to
Actually,
file a
probably longer
lawsuit,
than that.
there's a draft here that you can use if you need it.
Definitely.
I forgot. I can't heal other key.
Spam it.
Spam over now. No, I can't spam it. It will
I
remove the
can't
burn of
believe
life.
this.
But won't it
You're
just
literally handing
put
me
it
a
No, you
on
lawsuit
removed
Nahida?
against you with a straight face.
I guess so. I don't know.
Of course. All this Mora, it's a pittance to you, isn't it? Must be nice to have the luxury of prior success and fame. Look at us. We're huge stars. One minute we want to go on stage. The next we feel like backing out of the contract. But that's okay. We're famous. We can afford it. You have no respect for other people's work. You're treating other people's hopes and dreams like a big joke.
I got some
You
random
don't
message.
give a
here, man.
hoot how much this show means to other people. You don't even care that the whole production might have to shut down because of you.
That's not true. I do care. And I'm under no illusion
Oh,
as to
achievement
how
there,
much
yeah,
this
what the
show means to you.
Oh, brilliant deduction there. Of course it means a lot to me. This is my show. That's the only
Oh,
reason I
no.
asked you to be in it in the first place.
Ouch.
Really? Then why do your eyes tell a different story? The way you look at me, it's full of contempt. Almost as if I've destroyed your work of art.
What? I would never think that.
A couple days ago, I asked some associates to do some digging for me. I was interested to know who else you invited to play the lead apart from Lynette. Surprise, surprise. Turns out that all the other famous actresses you asked either had prior commitments or weren't a good fit for the role. They all turned you down.
And I would have turned you down too, if not for
Yeah, see,
an
look,
unlikely
it's so
set
sad,
of
right? I'm still stuck
coincidences.
at 2 piece. I can't even,
You
I can't
didn't
even move
send
to
those
3 piece.
invitations because you were looking for a better actress than Jillian, but because your investor wanted a big name in your show, right?
Hey, hello.
Director Maryu.
To get Maloney on your side, you chose to make Jillian the understudy, and then look for an opportunity for her to take the lead.
I bet you were torn at first, weren't you? Do you stick to the tried and tested formula?
Oh god.
Choose Lynette, use her celebrity to get the critics on your side so that you and your investors can line your pockets?
Okay. I'll cook one more.
Or do you choose
Okay, the cook
Jillian,
is no longer a beast on
so that
Blu-ray.
you and your longtime collaborator can stage the show of your dreams, the original, unedited version of The Lost Puppet?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't betray myself.
You mentioned prior success and fame earlier, but you're a well-known director yourself, with countless works to your name. Wouldn't that make you successful too? Or maybe, deep down, none of your current achievements really count as success to you.
Right now, you have an opportunity to send Jillian onto that stage and perform the second half as you always imagined it, faithful to your original script. Your work would be displayed for all of Fontaine to see in its true, perfect form.
Did you say perfect?
I say it's not bad, yeah.
Or will you act now before Maloney and the critics can protest and make your dream come true on the stage? And Jillian's dream. In fact, the dreams of the whole troupe.
Holy shit. You know, it's so sad.
Yeah.
After farming for one whole version, I only have 4 attack cents.
How? Actually, how?
I know, right?
Holy shit, man.
Director
Only
Maryu?
one had 1 crit stat.
Actually, most of the money Lenny brought came from
The
us.
rest were fucking
We all
just
chipped
flat
in.
and like HP and defense.
We've worked with you for many years now. Your troupe has been here for you all the way from the
And as
empty
for Creed,
theaters
right?
where we first performed to
See,
the
let's see,
Opera
crit
House
rate. I
today.
have 1, 2, 3. I have 2, okay. 2 crit rate. Crit damage. I also have 2.
Oh god.
And there's, I mean, I guess one of the. On both one like crit rate and crit damage, I got one.
We
like,
watched as you
some
slowly
might
started down the
completion,
path
kind
you
of
used to
crap, I don't know.
despise. The path of powerful
But the thing
connections,
is, if I
drinks
switch this
receptions,
out, I lose fucking
backdoor
10%
deals
crit
with
rate.
critics, and collaborations based on fame
Yeah.
instead of talent.
And I kind of have other replacement for the rest also.
But this is just a temporary measure. I did it for the good of the troupe. And besides, this is how the whole industry works. Everyone else is doing it.
Yes, we know. Back when you started, you had to bite the bullet and do these things to keep the troupe afloat. But then what happened? You began to embrace these methods more and more, becoming so reliant on them that every show you put out is overhyped by the media, and every script you write is edited to suit some celebrity's
Wondering when in the
needs.
fuck, oh,
Surely you
nice.
must have noticed what's
When in the
happening.
fuck can we, like,
While we've been performing at
salvage
bigger
our
and bigger
artifacts
theaters with each
to
show,
artifacts?
the
Yeah,
applause
so it
is
doesn't
getting
waste
quieter
seeds.
and quieter each night. And
Like,
the criticism from people who've
goddamn.
seen the show is growing.
Okay. Oh,
Maloney's friends are sycophants. They don't care if the
Actually
audience
not
is
bad, even
disappointed
though
because the
despite the fact
show
they're getting low
doesn't live up to their glowing reviews. They praise the things they like and skirt around the things they don't.
Look, I know everyone's using the same promotional
oh
tactics,
actually
but
very good.
does that really make it okay?
Around 32% crit ratio.
Well,
Not bad.
it's just a stopgap solution. As soon as I've made enough Mora, I'll stop. Things will be different next time. I promise.
Man, this guy sounds like a gambler. Once he makes enough money, he'll stop.
Next time, huh? Next time, you won't use your connections. Next time, you won't pay off the critics.
Bro, all my substat
Next time,
is high
you'll let Julian
concentration on
play
crit
the lead.
damage.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. If
now I
you
just
make
need to
some
find a
money
goblin
once, you'll
slash
want to do it
sense.
again. Then again. Slowly but surely, you turn your back on your dreams.
That's electro
I
damage.
won't turn my
That's
back on my
line.
dreams any longer, Director Mariyu. Never again.
Me neither.
Let's see, plus 8, plus 5, 18, plus 3, that's 21. I just need 1. I just need 1. I got 9.
I had dreams too.
Yeah, that one I can't have. Okay, I think my current artifact semi-finalized, but it's a lot more scuffed than other keynotes, but not bad.
The plot here seems a little different from what the reviews said.
The protagonist wanted to return to the stage, so the puppets replaced all her parts with the latest ones available, built her a grand opera house, and summoned a huge audience.
And in the end, she forgot herself amidst the applause and cheers of her fellow puppets.
Hey, no spoilers! Huh? Wait, hang on, that's
My God,
not even
you
what's
want to-
happening. The set has changed back to the one from the first act.
Oh, Archons, please let this work out.
No need to be so nervous, Director Mariyu. We only told you Lynette would be quitting the show to get you to make a decision. We wanted you to believe that this show would have to end after today, no matter what you decided. But in truth, I believe that if we choose our words carefully, there's no reason we can't get Maloney to come around and keep the show going.
Why is my Alakina like suiciding?
You really thought this plan through. But I'm not upset about what you've done. What's worrying me now isn't how
Like, did you
Maloney will
overload to the boss,
react
but then
or
she like
whether
taking
the
her own
show will
damage?
get cancelled.
Oh, Overload will damage you, yes.
Really? Man? No,
Yeah.
that's so
No, because it's a natural overload, so both parties take damage.
That's dumb, bro.
Because the pearl is not considered under any entity. Like,
That's dumb.
yeah, that's why. You know how there's like one haystack and one campfire at Inazuma
yeah.
playing where the swordman is. Then if you set fire to the haystack, they will constantly explode. Yeah, that hurts both enemies and you. So that's a neutral entity. Same thing that's happening.
It's
Holy shit,
the
Corin.
audience.
Cross weapons crit damage and
I've
her
always
own
thought the
substat is
original
crit
script
rate.
is better, but will it move them like I've always hoped? When Jillian does her curtain call, will they? What if people only came to see the show for Lynette? And because of the reviews, what if they don't really care about the show at all?
Oh, he uses these rocks.
Oh, those are gonna be so impossible to farm.
It feels like I've
Yeah,
been
like in the
hiding
new-
inside
the
my
latest
safe
Zelda
little
edition.
castle for too long.
Oh, who the fuck uses
And
them?
now I'm scared to go outside the walls.
A year
and hear
later
what
in Friendly.
people really think.
We're right here with you. We'll watch it to the end.
Okay, is it her talent met today? Nope. Wait.
Wow. Okay, this ending is much better.
I love how they brought back the set from Act 1 and gave it a whole new meaning. What a fantastic twist.
Time for the curtain call. It's the moment of truth. Will the applause continue after I take off the mask? I could
Oh, you can
always
just
leave
hold
the
on left
mask
click.
on.
Oh.
Yes, you can. I'm more interested in her charge attack though. Like this one.
Like this one. I mean her dash.
No, her. Because she do a charge attack in that form.
I'm holding. How am I supposed to do a charge attack if I'm holding this down?
Oh, good question. There was something that she did just now that was like she disappeared for a momentarily, and then just like shoot everywhere into a sphere. It's not like her ultimate. It's like her. I don't know. She did something else just now.
Eh?
No, not this. It's like she disappeared, and then it's like there was a huge sphere around her of like shooting bullets into.
Oh, I think because I did this. Like I basically just obstructed the camera.
So it is her out.
Yeah, it was at the
This is
steel
what
area,
game
right?
looks like. I guess so. When it's
It was the ultimate, but I accidentally walked so close to them that it didn't show the animation. Yeah.
Jillian, you were amazing! Syra was tearing up when you did your final solo dance.
I was gonna be a cactus card, and now she has to do is stand down here and hold left click and you'll kill anything.
Well, so are you.
Really? I was so nervous. My legs felt like they turned to jelly.
Okay, that wasn't responding. Damn it. Someone get
What
take
looked
notes
like an
of the
actor
quality
unsteady
of
on her
life
feet was in fact a poignant expression of the protagonist's frailty in her last
everyone has-
moments.
Wait a second, you're playing a different game now.
Or whatever.
No, because okay, Wuwa has better quality of life, but no like quality of like feeling the game feels premium.
I guess that's true. Like.
Yeah, then while Genshin is the fucking
Mario,
opposite.
What the heck was
Yeah.
Why wasn't
Then
Lynette
Stario is just at that midpoint where it's not great at particularly anything, but it's just at that middle ground.
Yeah.
Our articles are
It's like the
already
first
going to
gacha game
press.
this style, because
You better have a good
a lot of people
explanation
don't
for
have
this.
time to do stuff, and they just auto farm shit.
It was my...
Hey now, it was all
And
of
at
us.
this point in the game, it's just a visual novel.
Hold on. The decision was mine, and mine alone. They had nothing to do with it. If you have any concerns, gentlemen, then please direct them to me.
Marry you? So it was you? Well then, I trust you'll have no objection to me pulling the plug on this production.
Oh my god, so sorry. Good thing when I forgot not long ago.
Director Mariu, Mr. Maloney, what on earth is going on? Why was Lynette not in the lead role? It took a lot of convincing from me for her to accept the role, and I had to turn down some big work opportunities to come and watch her performance today. You have some explaining to do.
Lenny, it was all his idea. Marry you. Explain yourself.
Wait, Linny, as a matter of fact, this was a piece of performance art. In this play, the masks and costumes serve to obscure the differences between characters, and by extension, the difference between human and machine. We took that idea to the next level with an actor swap, blurring the lines between one performer and the next. So it's in service of the ambitious artistic goals of the production.
What?
It's similar to deceiving the audience in a magic show. We employed this technique as a means of breaking the fourth wall. It allows the audience to more intuitively understand the cognitive dissonance felt by the protagonist as a machine trying to reconcile the notion of her humanity. The audience's experience mirrors the protagonist's own confusion, and becomes part of the artistic performance itself.
Hold up! What is this nonsense?
Oh my god, I need to go back to the Fontino to see how. Oh my god, damn it.
Oh, I see. Well, bravo, Director Mariu. You even had me fooled.
That's probably more because you just don't really understand avant-garde art very well, Lenny.
Just realized my thing is
Maybe
showing
so,
Nikki when
maybe
I
so.
tapped to Nikki Lamar.
Yes,
Well,
it's showing you
perhaps
on
it went over
Nikkei.
my
Yeah.
head,
I was trying
but
to
I'm sure
farm
our
Friday
Plus
experts
application,
here saw
yeah.
the whole thing
Yeah,
coming
they
a
changed.
mile away.
You must have worked it out by the end of the first half,
Oh, they
surely.
changed the full script. Yeah, I
Mr.
just forced it to
Amory,
Genshin, so yeah.
I just heard that you managed to write your
There you go.
review
So
after
if I
just the
tap to
first
Nikki,
2
so it
acts.
doesn't. Okay, there you go.
Yes, you're right. Director Mariu and I are old friends. You should have said something. Then I could have played along even better.
Yes, well, to deceive the audience, you must first deceive your closest companions. I have to give credit to Lynette and her experience in performing magic. That's what inspired me to take my art to the next level.
Please be the right spot.
You mean your show was partly inspired by Lynette's background in magic? Well, in that case, I'll have to plug it to everyone I know.
Unfortunately, I think
Also, you
Mr.
can
Maloney
use
is
what
going to
Karen,
cancel the
Yellen,
show.
But what's the point?
Are you
Are
for like
you...
traveling horizontally for a long time?
No, I know, but like at a certain point in time, you will just be at a situation where the one person will have recovered their cooldown already after like
No, I
2
think you need
others use it.
Yellen and Karen because the cooldown's too long.
Yeah, but that's only 3, so Sayu will be useless also.
It's okay. You can
Cancel
change to
the
like what
show?
Jin and Kaza
Mr.
for
Maloney,
speed and
is this
sprint.
true?
Yes, so yeah.
While
is
I
focus
accept that
experience
deceiving the audience in the manner you did certainly has artistic merit, this is not a magic show, and we don't want our audience demanding their money back.
A very valid criticism, and one that I humbly accept. If that happens,
Oh shit, why the
we're
water sounds
prepared
so
to
loud?
reimburse and
Oh shit,
apologize
I
to
didn't mean to
any
take the aqua
audience
bus.
members who weren't satisfied with the experience. Plus, it looks like Jillian is better than me at delivering the excellence people want to see. I'm sure audiences will be very happy with the show if she's allowed to stay in the leading role.
Maloney, I believe there should still be time to tweak my article. From the look on Lynette's face, I think she's being sincere.
Oh, one other thing. We managed to get a meeting with Lady Farina earlier. All thanks to the Traveler's reputation, of course.
Holy shit, I have 8,000 meat.
Anyway, she agreed to write a review focusing on Jillian's performance and the quality of the show as a whole. She promised to give her honest opinion. And I'm sure today's audience will be discussing her performance too. There's sure to be a variety of opinions.
Oh, I mean, art at its finest, clearly. But I'll have to give it some thought before I decide exactly what to write.
Oh, of course. Always good to put some thought into these things. Especially now, with a growing range of voices out
Yeah,
there.
Karen at level 60 doing not
I
bad damage
imagine
already,
competition
but
for
to be
readers
fair, I
becomes
think
more
I bugged
fierce
'cause it's
when
Bennett
everyone's
buff.
discussing the topic.
See?
Corentan, Amory, let's go.
Time to go.
Looks like I don't think I can farm Nikkei well. While playing
Thank
Genshin
you both so
while
much.
streaming to teach.
Without the two of you,
I think it's using
who
everything.
knows how much further down that cynical path I would have gone.
Yeah.
I always told myself that once I'd made enough Mora, I'd get back to doing what I loved. But somewhere along the way, I started to lose sight of what that was. Just like those critics with their dishonest reviews, I became all about the trappings of success, at the expense of the art itself. You're right. Yes, I'm a very lucky man. Anyway, enough about my problems. What are we going to do about the threat letter that Lynette received?
Wait a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
I've been looking into it a lot over the past couple of days, but it doesn't seem like it was one of our competitors after all.
Ah, yes, about that.
Lynette, do you have a moment?
The perpetrator has arrived.
Wait, you're Jillian's sister, right?
I'm sorry. Gina insisted on coming to see Lynette. I
Have
couldn't
you done
stop
the
her.
conquest already?
Nope. I'm planning to finish Sinos first, then I'm going to do the Archon Quest, then I'm going to do Alright.
Lynette, I'm sorry!
Yeah, me neither.
Wait, but...
Oh, do you mean when we ran into you at the Fleuve Sandra? And you said some mean things to me? As I recall, you were only trying to look out for your sister. It was just a few words spoken in anger. Don't worry. Whatever it was you said, I've already forgotten.
Oh. I see. Well, it sounds like Gina knows what she did was wrong. Owning up to your mistakes and committing to do better in the future is what counts.
I understand that feeling of wanting to stand up for your family when they're being mistreated. Really, I do. But next time, maybe consider a different tactic? Something you can pull off more effectively, and without arousing suspicion.
Karen gained so much more life mate. So they're trying to find a way to
Push
power
her to
creep Ben.
100%.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Got it.
No, I'm trying to say like
Thank
the
you,
game's trying to like find a way to
Lynette.
like hack Bennett, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. Makes sense, right? One of life.
Finally, the best support in the
Why
game, no
do I
longer the
feel
best
like I'm
support in the
missing
game.
something here?
I mean, ironically, it still works perfectly fine
Hey,
with
here you
Alakino,
are.
because she
I
can't
was
even
wondering
receive
where you'd
healing.
all run off to.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yeah,
fair
okay.
enough. But you still want Bond of Life too, so...
Yeah.
Like, your main attack power comes from Bond of Life.
Yeah, no,
Great!
because healing will
Everyone's
remove
in
one
one
of
place.
life in
That
normal
makes this so much
circumstances,
easier.
but Alakino, with Bennett, that nothing will happen.
Yeah, nothing will
because
happen, yeah, so
she
it's
can't
still
gain the
fine.
heals. Yeah.
What do you
And
think?
because of that, she
It's
can easily
group
gain like, so
photo
much attack.
time. We have to
Fair enough.
commemorate the debut of the Lost Puppet Director's Edition. Okay, everyone, we all have pretty awkward smiles on our faces in the photo from Hotel de Boer, so this time, no forced smiles allowed.
Oh, am I really not allowed to force a smile? I'll try, I suppose. I think I can manage.
Lynette, Traveler, come on! You two should be right in the middle. 3, 2, 1, smile!
Holy shit, I can kill the 3 bounties so fast. That the boss, the weekly boss haven't respawned yet. I mean, the not weekly boss, the daily, the world boss.
Oh my god, this is the freaking... Oh my god, it's so far. Why are the endings always so far? Shit. Okay.
No more.
That's all, folks. There's one more plotline away.
Thank you both so much.
Just
Without the two of you, who knows how much further down that cynical path I would have gone. I always told myself, just like those critics with their... You're right. Anyway, I've been looking...
Ah, yes.
I'm sorry.
Lynette, that letter? I was the one who wrote it.
What?
Gina? So it was you?
Director, it's time for... Oh, okay. Weird energy here. I think we came at a bad time.
Lynette, Gina must have been worried sick about me. I'm sure even she wouldn't do something so stupid if she was in her right mind. I'm so sorry. I promise I'll make it up to you somehow.
Jillian, no! This is completely my fault, and I'm the one who should have to bear the consequences. I got the wrong end of the stick and completely misjudged Lynette.
Well, since I haven't actually suffered any losses, seeking redress could be difficult. Maybe we could just let this one slide?
Really? Are you sure?
After all, Gina wouldn't be the first person to ever misjudge me, right?
True. True.
In any case, I think we can all agree it was a misunderstanding and nothing more. No need to overcomplicate things.
But still, I was wrong to write that letter. I should own up to my actions, make it up to you in some way.
What else are you do, I guess?
If that's what you really want, then how about helping out backstage?
Huh? Backstage?
The crew could always use an extra hand. Plus, it'll give your older sister a chance to keep an eye on you and stop you getting into any more trouble.
Thank you, Lynette. Really, thank you so much.
No, my LED turned back flickering. Show the red color.
What happened?
For a period in time, my A key had like an issue where the LED wouldn't show the red part of the RGB. So it's like I fixed it last time with like glue and something. Worked for like 1-2 days, so every day I need to consecutively fix it. One time I fixed it and then it lasted for a few weeks. Now it doesn't. No.
Lol. Do you want a switch? I think I have.
No, it's not a switch problem. It's the
So
LED
much
problem.
more at home.
And they can't solve anything unless I take out the motherboard.
No, because
I
my
get to
switch
sit
is
on a comfy
my switch is the
seat,
LED. Like, wow.
And I
Oh, your
don't
switch
have
has
to
a
activate
LED.
energy-consuming
No, mine's
lamps
baked
all
into
the
the
time.
motherboard, so mine can't.
Oh.
Mary
Mine
said
is
she's
mine
a
is
very
the
promising
hot
young
switch,
actress,
hot swap ones.
and she has natural
Yeah, mine's
chemistry
also
with
hot
her older sister.
swappable. It's just my LED
In
side
their
side.
capable hands,
Oh.
the show doesn't need me to
So your
attract an
switch have the
audience
LED
anymore.
Yep.
Freedom at last.
Why don't you just try to make 5?
Fame is
Same
more
identity
trouble than
style
it's
20
worth.
today.
I'd rather leave that side of things to my brother and the other. I'm happiest when I get to sit in a quiet place, watch them do their thing, and cheer them on. Yep, exactly like I'm doing now.
Hey.
Hey, shit.
Hey, one last ending
Claymore
from.
button, what the fuck am I doing?
One last ending.
It was the Claymore button always there in the
Game
forgery.
all? I think that's new.
Like, yeah, like it's at the bottom left on the forgery just now.
No, I think that is new-ish, cause I don't remember it being there. But that just might be something they implemented and just did. So yeah.
No. Like, never noticed it, man.
Huh, I didn't like that.
What else is there?
Clearly, there's some design flaws. Let's see. 4. Well, if you want to get the... So, to put it another way, or... Why don't you pick a card? Thank you. Here, take the Also... Huh? What you're saying is... Since nobody's come
Bro, I
looking,
hate how
I
Genshin
can
World
just
bosses work.
keep
You need
hanging
to
out with
fucking get
Bonnie
the
for a
out
bit
of there and
longer.
come back.
Honestly, if you want, you could just set a temporary teleporter like here.
Yeah.
Is that really okay?
Oh, the fact, I mean the fact they still have to like go away and come back.
Yeah, true lah, true lah. For letting it reset, right? Not
Yeah.
letting it reset by itself is too.
Using bait,
How did I
using bait when burning works better.
Maybe not. Besides, if someone does come,
I killed him before he even could fly out. Oh, okay, that's so much better.
alright.
How did I fail?
No, is it luck?
Bro, god damn it. Yeah, it's luck, god damn it.
So we're looking for Bonnie's. There's 20 cards. I should also mention.
Oh my
Just to put in
god. I need to
perspective.
reset this again because that's my last ending. Come on, man. Oh, bro, come on. Okay, we reset this. God damn it. So annoying.
Huh. I didn't like that.
Come on, it's my last ending already. Please.
Clearly,
Yeah,
there's some
like,
design
doesn't
flaws
need
to
to be
iron out.
properly
Let's
and
see.
stuff like that.
4. Well, if you want to get the right. So, to put it another way.
Oh, oops, I fucking altered coin for no reason.
Or.
Nice.
Why don't you pick a card? Thank you. Here, take also.
Either.
Okay, I'm gonna be a lazy
What
fuck and
you're
actually put a
saying
teleporter here.
Is that really?
Where is it?
Please. Oh my freaking god.
I supposed to do get the exact one.
No, just get a card higher than 10 or 10 itself. And there's 20 in a freaking deck. Oh my freaking god.
Filling the
Besides,
50-50s, eh?
The drinks was
Yeah,
only good
how,
Steve.
man?
One other thing.
Oh my god. Please! Why leave it to RNG? This is so annoying.
What's the about? Eh?
Huh. I didn't like that.
My god, stop talking about the head, man. I've seen this 3 times. 4 if you count the actual time when I saw it first time.
There's no skip button.
No!
Well,
I'll skip lah.
the cards.
Ah, yeah, there we go. Either.
Huh?
So there.
What, you're
Okay,
is
there is
that
a skip
really
button
okay?
actually. Yeah, you're right. There is one.
It looks new though.
Please. Please. Thank you. Jesus.
You make a good point.
Oh, my stream is gonna watch me
Okay,
staring
well,
at this page every like
Assuming Bonnie hasn't
often.
strayed too far from
If
where
you
she
want, you
went
can always
missing,
go farming for your
there's a chance we might bump into
starfish
our owner
a
in
little
either
bit
the
more, but you don't
Steamboat
need it.
offices
I
or the
don't need
restaurant.
anymore. I farm exactly
So,
enough. I think.
stick around here in standby mode?
If I'm short of one, then
Yeah,
that's my bad.
that suits me. Oh, good idea. Bonnie's definitely
It's
hungry.
okay. I'll just farm like Stario and Genshin. I mean,
May as
Minikyu.
well. We could be here a while. When I was trying to find somewhere I could space out earlier, collect my thoughts, I figured the cafe might be a good shot. Alright then. Plan of action? Spend the whole day spacing out. In standby mode.
Hey, speed run. Doing nothing is the happiest thing. Woo! Okay, all endings reached. Hell yeah. Dude, I swear, Lynette's one is legitimately the longest I've seen. I think even after Chaos.
Bro, it's just the yapping, bro.
No, cause it's luck based.
I don't know. They just found a way to like waste your time by like making it like this. Imagine if it coded in there where it's actually just like. There's two things I can think of. Either the cards are they're already predetermined.
No, they're not. Cause
Oh,
if
they're
it
not?
was, I wouldn't have spent 3 of my runs trying to get the last ending, which is the fastest.
But,
Bruh.
as in like predetermined, as in like how I say, like the same position, same number every time.
I don't think so.
Then Either that or alright, they rigged it so that you will guarantee fail how many times
just to make out or something.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. Okay, okay, but to be fair, I passed all the important ones, so maybe it's I don't know. But for now, I am done. I have to stream Star Rail later. Oh god damn. 3 hour long. Actually no, KL sounds longer if I remember correctly. But I am done.